Welcome to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry here on the Mighty Loading Radio Live Video Entertainment Network. My name's Ian Horner, and joining me today is Alex Stacy.
We're coordinating very well.
Yeah, we
Turns
actually.
out glue goes with everything.
It really does, and as does I. Always want to say Stalin, the coffee boss. It really is. It's got to be right.
It's Che Guevara.
Hey guys. Welcome to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, the Let's Try program here on the Loading Radio Live Video Entertainment Network. And yeah, we're going to have a bit of fun today here.
We sure are.
Yeah, we've got, I've got my oscilloscope project that I started last year, and hopefully we'll make some real progress on that today and get the waves
Here's hoping.
available to us. And
So
you,
I posted very mysteriously about a Topol build,
yeah,
and you thought that it had something to do with topography.
a topology map or something.
Ironically enough, this is kind of like the antithesis, because
Yeah?
this is more about like flattening out the topology than anything.
yeah, that'll definitely remove a bunch of topology.
So a fan, and I feel terrible for not remembering who exactly, sent this kit through mail time, and I figured that this would actually be the perfect time and place to work on it.
Yeah.
This is a Topol SS-25 Sickle, which is a intercontinental ballistic missile launcher, sort of late Cold War manufacturer from the Soviet Union.
Like just a self-contained tube, it looks like.
Yeah, so these are a big problem because they are incredibly survivable, because where are they?
Yep.
You can figure out where the Minuteman silos are, but this thing, I mean, you can go hide in a shed. Let's bring up the Wikipedia articles here.
Cheap landlocked submarines.
They're not cheap. They're actually more expensive than static fixtures.
Oh,
Yes. I think it's because of the infrastructure. So, they carry a single 800 kiloton warhead from a 3-stage solid fuel rocket.
Just
an operational range of 11,000 kilometers,
Too many.
which is 6,800 miles. Oh, it travels at 7 kilometers per second.
Oh, that's
Well, that's Mach 21.
good. I was right. Thank you, Real Gamer Cow. Last seen in Spies Like Us. One of my favorite spy films from the 80s. Featuring Dan Aykroyd, I believe. And also, I want to say Egon, but anyway.
Yeah, I believe by 2020 these are going to be replaced with a better one.
You mean none?
Yeah, I think they have a few hundred of these, but
Just left.
yeah, just somewhere. So, the other thing that I wanted to start the discussion about is I like to do something interesting with my kits, because like
Alex, your mic is just completely cut out.
is it?
Yeah, do you have any battery left in there?
It's on. It's green.
No, it cut out again.
Should we get a different
Let's get
We're
Alex
having
and
this problem. Yeah, hang on.
let's get Alex a new mic while I set up here and.
So, I like to do something interesting with my kits, because just like building it and painting it is kind of boring. So I'm trying to figure out something weird or irreverent or dumb that I could do with this kit, like have something stupid in the launcher tube. I had one idea of like the cap being off and a very dumbfounded crew looking inside, wondering where the missiles gone, or like a hot dog sticking out the
Ooh,
top.
nice.
So I've got options. and
Kielbasa.
I won't have to decide till later.
Here you go.
Ooh, yes. We should also mention we got Matt running camera today and Beej on the board.
Yeah,
Because I completely forgot to mention that earlier.
it's fine.
I even set it up and everything. I'm a professional.
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Ooh, Pringles, yeah. I mean, if you could just paint it up to look like a Pringles-based truck. Because, you know, once they're...
Once you pop, that's great.
Yeah, once you pop, they cannot be stopped.
Yeah.
It will be a...
Yeah. So this
Free
is
strike.
1/72 scale.
That's a lot of parts. Huh.
Gonna put
Ooh,
that on that.
it's level 5 out of 5.
It's made by Level 5, the game developers.
Yeah, right. If it was made by a game dev, these would be patch notes. Okay, so we've got
Sprues for
decals or decals, depending on where
water
you're from.
slide decals or decals.
Or deagles. Okay, so there's... these will be the windows.
The transparent parts. Is that everything you got?
This has got to be its parade
parade colors.
parade colors.
Yeah, somehow I don't think the yellow tube color is going to.
This
be-
is the, like, look how many nukes we can do.
That's not going to camouflage very well.
These ones, on the other hand. It's
Show
green.
me.
We should get them shown off to the
It's like a big green dildo.
other side.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Wow. See, this is play. This is
The
work.
kid
Hey,
and play.
kid and play. Holy moly, this is complicated. Love it.
Great. Well, that's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be-
this is good. This is gonna be a cool build. Oh, hang on. There's pictograms. So
Ooh.
we'll get Matt to have a look at
Yeah,
that.
that's going to be important in a second.
So we're doing an IKEA build?
I guess.
Kind of.
So, featureless white man. He has to understand the 6 tools of destiny. Make sure you have your H20 soap, and test everything. Stir the mustard, apply it liberally, and then inject the stem cells where needed.
Ooh, after releasing the progressive knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good.
The prog knife. That's such a great little, like, almost inside baseball thing.
the word progressive.
Well, no,
knife.
the prog knife in Evangelion is just like an X-Acto knife.
Yeah.
It's like segmented.
Yeah, like a what do you call them? Utility knives.
Yeah.
Or box cutters, as they came to be known. Ooh, are they soft?
Yep. These are plastic or maybe even rubber tires.
Oh, those, yeah.
So those are gonna stay in their bag, because if I lose one of these,
Your
I have.
host.
Well, no, I have exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so
So now, are you one of those people who paints on the sprues, or do you de-sprue first?
I'm gonna de-sprue for this one. My previous kit build, I sprayed the whole thing. I also didn't bring any paint.
Right.
So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sub-assemblies, and then paint those.
Okay. That was actually going to be my other question: is are you intending to do the entire build on stream, or are you?
I might do. We'll see.
Okay, so
I
it's-
think it's the kind of project that I could see myself coming back to.
But it's still up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, that is fair.
All right, well, let's try. We need sprue B and C.
Sounds
start with.
good. I'm going to start up
Alphabetized.
powering up my newly upgraded soldering iron. For those of you who follow me on Twitter at iHorner, I've been recently talking about the fact that I upgraded the firmware on my soldering iron to a third-party firmware that I found on GitHub,
Oh yeah.
which is a phrase I never thought I would ever use. And it's got some really nifty features to it. In fact, actually, if we could get the camera in a second, in on this area here, the display has been significantly upgraded with information about what's actually going on, how much voltage is being pulled by the.
Zoom in some more if we can.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can also put Tetris on this thing, but there's only so much space you have.
Does it play Doom?
So you can see right now that it's set to 320 degrees Celsius. The tip is currently at 23 degrees Celsius. Let me attempt to make that a little bit hotter. Yeah, there you go. 24, 25. I'm not going to stick it under my tongue because that would be bad.
Wait, is that a thing?
I mean, for taking temperature, yes. Soldering irons under the tongue, not so much. But you can get in there and, ooh, there we go. Power source. So I can adjust the power source. Right now it wants an 18-watt power source, but whoop, whoop. You can also adjust soldering settings like boost mode. So I can hold, yeah. I hold down this button while I'm soldering and it will boost the temperature 20 degrees. And boost mode is currently in beast mode. Boost temperature will take it up to 420. That's
Nice.
nice.
Da 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 da. It's the one and only D-O-double-G.
Yeah, 24 watts. That's what we want.
Sorry.
Because we have a 24-watt power supply for faster heat up. But the nice thing about this soldering iron normally doesn't work off of a 5-volt power adapter. It requires Qualcomm IQ3 to do the powering. But the updated firmware allows me to just use any old USB plug, even down at the 5 volt, 5 watt end of the spectrum, and it'll heat up a little bit slower. So, yeah, Buckminster, this is the janky AliExpress, not AliExpress. I got this one on Banggood, and the company is a legit company. Mini is what they call themselves. This is their TS80. They also make a TS100, which is just uses a barrel connector, but it's still a.
So by a legit company, you mean this is an original product by that company. It is genuinely made by them.
Yes, legitimately made by them.
Not knocked off or duped by a secondary factory.
Exactly, and on top of that, they also release their schematics and the information on their chips as Creative Commons based information. So these are very open pieces of hardware, and I really like that.
Nice.
So Alex, your model.
Yes.
We had Corvus confirm who sent it to you.
Oh, fantastic.
It was Punk Rock Zoologist.
Thank you, Punk Rock Zoologist. You're going to get to see me build this thing. I need a Sharpie.
I can.
We have some here, I think.
Because
I can't help you.
Yeah, I think.
Dicey,
I probably should have brought my bag.
stick to your Weller. Wellers are great.
Take your pick.
This one I bought because it's
Thank you.
it's portable. It's nice to really actually just be able to throw this in my bag with a USB battery pack and say like, yep, now I can go. Yeah, it's not a bad iron. It's not a great. I mean, I'd say it's
not a
pretty
bad
great,
iron.
but it's not. Yeah, it's not a Hacko. It's not a Weller,
Hey, Ian,
but it doesn't have to be.
guess what I'm doing?
Oh, are you numbering your parts?
Because they're not numbered on the sprue.
Oh, that's going to become relevant.
Because the instructions include a diagram saying what letter each of the sprues are, but that's not reflected
Not
on the
actually
sprue
on the
itself.
sprue
These are
itself.
numbered, and there's not many sprues. But I went ahead and
The
dropped
labeling
my glue.
will be super handy.
Yeah. The previous kit that I did, which I didn't bring into show because it was fragile, had all the sprues lettered and numbered. It was really great because then I could just put them in the box it came in alphabetical order,
Yeah,
and you can just flip through them and then toss them as they get expended.
that's perfect.
So,
A couple other things here. I wanted to
yeah.
speak to Bob the Ninja Goldfish. My bag is currently waiting for me to go out and buy some hardware to tap into it. So once I get that, then we'll bring that back onto the show because I want to finish projects this year. And the other feature about the soldering iron I wanted to mention was that it includes an accelerometer, which is great because what happens is it will dip the heat of the soldering iron when you're not touching it, and then when you pick it up, it knows, oh yeah, I'm being picked up, I'm ready to use, and we'll bring it up that final number of degrees it needs to be at the set temperature. Handy stuff, and all for under $100. All right, so now that I've given my ad to the Mini Corporation, we are looking for sponsors, so if you would like to sponsor us, Mini, please go ahead. Let's get the instructions out and figure out what the next thing I need to solder Ono onto this board is. See page 2. Well, that's step 3. We are definitely not at step 3 yet. I think
Step 3 is
currently,
profit.
you'd think that. Step 3 is actually assembly front module. You know, because we front them.
It's really funny. This is going to start really organized, and then it's going to turn into complete chaos.
Right, I think we were actually on the main board here too, because we just finished putting in the male pin. We've put the buttons on. Let the iron. Did I remove the resistor R30?
Oh, sneaky freaky.
Okay, we're going to be installing a power switch, so we will need to remove resistor R30. What's the sneaky cheeky breaky
I
there?
see what it is. Okay, so there's parts numbers 28 and 29, which are virtually identical, but the the side of them faces left or right, and each of these side panels has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 facing one direction and 1 facing the other direction.
That's handy.
I see you, level 5 kit.
Ah, there it is. Tiny little resistor down here. Probably completely invisible to anyone who's it's a surface mount resistor that's right there.
Do you
That
have
guy.
Do you have one of these?
Oh no, I don't. For used blades and for new blades. Nice.
This is maybe the best way to purchase number 11 razor blades, which is...
Slip the used blade in there. Nice.
Oh, see, they can see the ink from the comic I was working on today.
I think I just need to. I've got actually one of those.
Gee, I wish I had an X-Acto knife to pull one of these out with. Oh wait, I do.
Oh hey, we have a. Wow, we have in use one of our old projects.
This is unfortunately not the one that we did on the show, but the same kind of design. I really, really like this knife. It didn't even turn out perfectly, but it's been quite useful.
It's kind of a rad little.
Yeah. So me and number
Design.
11 razor blades go way back.
Uh,
My dad is fond of telling this story where he has built models for a long time, and he always warned me, don't mess around with the razor blades. They're really, really sharp. And one day he came downstairs and found me. Holy shit, that is sharp. And found me
30 years later.
sort of huddled in the corner with just like blood everywhere.
Oh no.
What had happened was that I had messed around with an X-Acto knife and I had gotten a small cut
Yeah.
and then sat there stewing in my own guilt,
In your own
very
juices.
slowly bleeding to death, wondering whether it was better to just like die of blood loss or admit that I had hecked up.
Buck minced. I am not entirely certain what the channel bandwidth is on this Oscilloscope. I will have to look that up. Let's see here if that information is at all on here, or if you would like to look this up at home yourself. We're looking at a DSO shell, 15,001 or 15,002K. So that might give you the information you're looking for there. It was mainly purchased because I know virtually nothing about oscilloscopes and their use, but I figured I could definitely use one.
You can play Quake on them.
You can, some of the earliest video games were made on oscilloscopes.
Yeah, Space War.
10 is for 2, in fact, which is something I'd really, really like to actually make myself sometime.
Wasn't Space War actually the first video game?
I think that ran on a PDP-11.
Yes, that which was a full-on computer. If I recall. It just
Yeah.
had a screen that was similar to an oscilloscope. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, like it
circular
wasn't the
calibrated
first
tube.
commercial video game, but it was the first like video game extant. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
PDP-1.
29s. Oh, and they're spread across 2 sprues. Sneaky bugger.
Sneaky breaky.
Sneaky breaky. I know if donkey. Oh, these are also really small ones, so I'm gonna have to be careful that I don't go pinging off into the stratosphere. Okay, that's 4 29s.
Do I not have boost mode enabled?
Use the boost.
It's taken some pretty long juicing to get this. Oh, there we go. I was just impatient.
I dipped briefly down the Gunpla rabbit hole when I was getting bits together. Did I say 5 or 6? 3, 4,
I
6.
don't remember.
I said 6. Apparently, So I was at our local model shop, BC Shaver, and they have your regular crappy sprue cutters for $7, and they're garbage. You put them in your kid's stocking for their like tester's kit
Baby's first.
with
yeah.
with the bottle of like jellied solvent. That it's really good for sticking up your nose and getting high, but not so good for building models. And they had a couple of super high-end sprue cutters from Japan.
The God
The
Hand.
God Hand. The Hand of God. What do you get for a pair of sprue cutters that cost $100?
Jeebus. That was not what I was expecting.
$100.
And
For the like top shelf.
yeah, and it was our friend who mentioned that they use them and love them.
Well, it's also like 100 Canadian dollars.
Oh, so yeah.
So $10 American.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently they're unbelievable. They will cut a piece of sprue.
If they meet God, they shall become cut.
God will become cut. Sort of like a meat slicer. No, not exactly, but you know how if I were to take like a piece of sprue like this and you cut it, it sort of pinches a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting
like you can see that there's like a wedge shape formed here.
You're deforming the plastic as you cut into it.
Yeah, if this was a God hand, it would just be like, and you can just cut off little like cross sections of sprue.
Oh.
And the reason that's important is because Gunpla, which means Gundam plastic model, it's short for it. Gunpla are not painted, generally speaking. They're the different pieces of sprue are color coded.
Let me assist you in some illustration.
Yeah,
of that
and
fact.
They oh, perfect. Yeah, so they're just put together. Gundam markers are sometimes used to do the panel lines.
Yes, they are.
But by and large, the
They're meant. The thing about Gunpla is they're meant to be assembled with, or they're meant to be able to be assembled without paint or glue.
yeah.
That doesn't mean that you can't use paint or glue.
Jesus
But have some amazing. Oh, hello. What did I miss?
Commander?
I was waiting for it to get into focus and be like, I'm going to cut to the thing that Ian is showing off
And
on
then it
the
just
close cam.
disappears.
And the moment you change to close cam, you move your hand at a shot, and I'm like,
Hey, you're really making my job easy here, Ian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just running.
Anywho, I'm sort of side-eyeing those cutters.
Ooh,
Eventually,
yeah.
for some sort of if I continue making model kits,
There's a discount right now.
it's 20% off.
This is my
So-
set of example
apparently,
blades.
apparently you can
Savoy.
order those God cutters, the God hands, or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
for 4,800 yen direct from Japan.
Huh. That's a significant discount.
Maybe I should get Kenoki to send some.
Send a couple packs actually.
Oh,
And I should mention, so yeah, the Gundam markers exist, but the company that makes the Gundam markers makes branded paint markers for other Japanese vinyl doll systems.
Pinky!
Yeah, this is for the Pinky Street style of constructible doll. So you got your flesh color, your various flesh colors, and then also white and
wild.
orange, I guess.
Well, yeah?
Nice.
Okay, we'll get into that later.
I think that orange is supposed to be like Gyaru
Oh
bronze.
yeah. Whew. The other thing we've got here is a new multimeter. I've upgraded because it was an Amazon deal of the day and figured why not. So, we want to measure resistance today because we want to make sure that we've got
Orientation on this is.
the resistance correct. Alrighty then. Oh wow, Corvus, that's some interesting one there.
Okay.
Information on the
Yo, what? Yeah, see, that's nuts.
just the different level of sprue cutting quality. Like the Zuron seems like it's a decent compromise.
Yeah, I think I've heard. Is this one a Zuron? Oh, it is.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I have a Zuron that
like
I
it.
picked up for like not insano price.
This one is not branded
Made in
because
America.
this one came from the Hyakuen shop.
How many N is Hyakuen?
100 yen.
Does that mean you spend money 100 times faster?
Yeah. That's the Hyakushiki shop. Okay.
Hyakudame.
Nerds.
Excuse me, we prefer the term otaku. We really don't.
Well, it depends who you're talking to. and
Yeah,
whether you're looking
it's.
Otaku Americans.
I.
Please don't. Do I just have to do this
Kimochi warui.
by eye?
Okay, I'm almost ready to. Oh, piss. To glue my first couple pieces here. So I can talk about glue.
Okay, great, because I'm going to be testing some resistors to find out which one I need.
I brought a couple glues. So, as I said before, the tester's orange tube of filth goop is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody should ever use it.
Testers is, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, unless you want to actually get high. And even then, there's probably better ways that don't give you quite so much brain damage. So I just picked up some Tamiya liquid cement. This is kind of what you would expect. There's some super glue in case I need it. But what I wanted to try today was this. This is Weld On number 3 because Adam Savage told me to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Not personally, but
No.
I was watching one of his one-day builds, and this is apparently what all the prop makers use to put their models together. And he also said that they all put the glue in the bottom of a Coke can, like this. I don't know how intensely bad it smells, but
we'll find out.
we'll find out.
Yeah. Should fill that Coke can with lead sometimes so you can have a nice sturdy base.
It's Nigoki is saying that it is super, super thin. It will run everywhere, and it evaporates super fast.
Well, okay.
So it might be one of these things where it's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like good stuff.
That smells like good stuff. Holy shit. Okay.
Are you going to get us high?
I don't think so. It does not say that it is poisonous.
Good.
It does have that mystery. Holy shit. Oh, that label disappeared. Okay, well, we'll leave that in there. I'm glad I brought a rag.
Yeah, we need to not get that stuck on the table.
I don't think it only cares about styrene.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
It is literally a weld.
It's a solvent.
Ooh, suspected of causing genetic defects.
Oh, good. In the state of California?
Suspected of causing cancer. Harmful to aquatic life with long-lasting effects.
Well,
Keep away from heat, spark, open flame, hot. No smoking. Avoid breathing dust, fume, gas, mist, vapor spray.
gas, mist, vapor spray. I'll stay over here and keep this over here.
Oh yeah, we're just
Yeah,
like,
we're doing
we're
it.
non-Boeing today. Love it.
Okay, I found out finally which resistor is which. So resistor 1, I need a 510K. Whew, that's a toughy boy. Tough boy, tough boy.
Tough boy. Tough boy. Oh wait, no, that's the other one. It's like tough boy, from Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
That's a really good song, by the way.
I was thinking the other day about, what is it? Do you remember love? Oh man,
From
Masuka, from Macross, the original, and just what my relationship with that song is over the course of the years as a fan of Japanese animation in North America, and I remember because the Robotech was the first anime that I found out was Japanese anime.
yeah.
And
So you mean Macross, right?
well, that's the thing. Later on, I find once the internet starts to exist, I find out, oh wait, no, there's this thing called Macross, and that's actually what Robotech is. And I downloaded this MIDI of this song called Macross. Do you remember love? I'm like, this is weird. I don't understand it. It's not it's not language, but it's kind of beautiful. And over the years, hearing the song in new and different ways and learning more and more about it and the production of Macross.
Where the hell did I make
Macross is a
those
very
tweezers?
special series.
Okay, I'm just really verifying that I'm getting these parts aligned properly. So I don't know what type of brush I'm meant to use, but
Did you want like nitrile gloves for this?
probably okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 1.2 million. So that's R3. Well, what the heck? Let's just do an R3. It's right next to R1. Okay, and bend. Okay, and then let's give this side a nice little bend. Oh, I do love soldering through hole stuff.
You should say through hole stuff, right?
Yep. This type of soldering is known as.
Holy shit, that does set fast. Forget about
Like, does it
dry.
just?
You've got a minute to work with it, and then it just
It's
fixes.
just like boop. Yep.
Because it said 80% strength at 24 hours.
So you've got to be confident with this.
Yeah. Well, I think the idea is that you dry fit the part and then you just brush the glue on, and it through capillary action is drawn to all the parts that it needs to go. Yeah, that's doing it.
I'm impressed. How much was the bottle? I don't do much
It
model
was
building.
not
but
a lot. I got it in Industrial Paints and Plastics, and I want to say it was like $7 or something
I
like
do
that.
love solvents.
Do you?
I mean, yes.
I am a big fan of dangerous liquids.
It's like you know what? I'm just all about monomers.
Look, to be honest,
Free or otherwise.
Free, pay for it. I don't give a shit.
look,
Put it in my veins.
this monomer is both free and Libre. It's a joke for all you open source software kids out there. Jesus, where was I going with that? No, I like solvents. I like finding solutions.
Watch your profanity.
What's your profanity?
So yeah, it does evaporate really quickly. Like I'm having trouble keeping it on my brush. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use a natural bristle or a synthetic bristle, so I brought both.
Well, if the one disappears, then you'll know
It's just like, oh, it's getting shorter.
It's crawling up my arm.
It's trying to negotiate with me.
It was successful.
Yeah.
We are Legion.
Join us or, die.
I guess we're a polymer now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do my best.
Okay, that's step one.
All
What,
right.
it wants me to paint it already? Get bent. I'll choose where my sub-assemblies lie.
Ooh,
Thank you
ooh.
very much.
I just got a whiff of that.
Yeah,
That's some good stuff.
it's good stuff. I don't believe it's going to kill us.
Not from one night.
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe we'll get a fan next time.
I think I might actually need to.
I could turn the AC on.
We need ventilation rather than just blowing. I think, but I think what I might end up doing is building a fume sucker.
I could bring mine.
Oh, that might be useful.
I have, like, for the projects that I've been doing at home, I say it's a fume hood. I have a portable fan, which runs both on AC power and lithium batteries.
Nice.
You can put it anywhere. And a length of ducting hose that connects up to a little, like, spray booth.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
11 Z's. 1, 2.
Okay, so that was our.
Oh, you
third.
sneaky bugger.
So we're still
Get you. It's the same thing.
just on the other side.
Yeah, 6 of one, 1 of the other. Sprue A, 11.
I'm still looking for a. It's 0.42. That doesn't seem like one we should have.
Wait, what?
Ah. So here's a fun tip for any of you kids out there trying to read resistor values. Keep your fingers off the metal probes. Because when I do this, I get a reading of 0.48. When I take my fingers off, you get the proper reading of that resistor, which is 0.51.
Oh, I see what's going on here. It's telling me what colors these should be.
Okay.
These are actually parts C11. 12. There's 11.
Part
Okay, so
C.
11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Do, 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 do.
Oh man,
Did either of you even do it right?
the Swingle Singers were. Wait, that wasn't the Swingle Singers. That was
It's the Andrews sisters.
Pointer. I thought it was the Pointer Sisters.
I thought it was the Andrews sisters who
Okay,
did that
you
one.
might be right.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Well, that-
Do, 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 do.
12!
Almost never got 12.
Yeah, 12 was the one they put in when they needed to kill some time on the episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
6, 10, 7!
1, 11.
11.
E.
Wait, what?
Just E.
Yeah, she was the Joker Pointer sister that didn't get invited back.
Your mic is doing that thing again where it snaps and crackles out
Weird.
halfway
Okay,
through what you're saying.
hold up. I'm
That's
just
so
gonna try
annoying.
moving.
You were wearing mic 1 last night when we were at play.
48.
What a weird thing for me to say. We were on AFK.
Oh,
And at no time did Paul say that Ian's mic is cutting out.
weird.
So
Maybe it's something to do with the interference
Oh.
from this.
could be.
I don't know. Hi, Rolt. I'm making an oscilloscope, and dial in from I just want to I just want to thank you on behalf of myself and Beej for being such a big fan of Macross 7. More people.
I was gonna wonder if you'd actually seen that. I was gonna point it out, and I'm like, I'll just let this go by.
What the fuck kind of numbering scheme did they... It jumps all over the place.
So Russian engineering is what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. Maybe the glue's just affecting me.
Already?
Steve.
You think someone in the room is named Steve, so.
He's празднует. What?
Kikazi, not my beard this time. I trimmed it. It's nowhere near the microphone. Unless you think that my beard has somehow managed to, I managed to take in enough iron in my diet to make a Faraday cage out of my facial hair.
Did they do that during the war?
I mean, not during the war.
Well, which war?
Good point.
Oh, go and see They Shall Not Grow Old.
Yes, I have
Go,
not.
just go and see it. That's my endorsement, is go and fucking see it.
Is it playing in town anywhere?
Yes.
Where?
Well, I don't know if it's still playing, but it's up at Silver City.
Okay, thank you.
This extends to everybody. It's incredible.
For those of you not aware, it's a film by, what's his
Beta
name?
Jackson.
Yeah, and Peter Jackson. Sorry, I heard you say Beta, and I'm like, what the hell?
I mean,
He found a bunch of footage from World War One.
well, he was actually commissioned by the Imperial War Museum.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he does a whole preamble. It's basically like the Imperial War Museum approached him, was like, we have a shit ton of footage, and we want to do something with it. Go nuts.
He colorized it, and in a good way.
Yeah, no, he did a spectacular job of colorizing and stabilizing and cleaning up and frame rate fixing
Just
it.
completely remastering.
Yeah, remastering it. It's amazing.
The other, because I'm getting that mixed up with Apollo 11, which is coming later this year, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with, is they found a few cans of footage.
And there was aliens inside.
No, but this is unseen footage from the Apollo 11
Ooh.
program.
It's all 65 millimeter,
Yeah.
and it's amazingly
65?
yeah, and it's amazingly preserved.
Oh,
And
I'm
apparently-
gonna nut.
If you watch it, it's like being there.
Oh, that's hot.
Like I remember the last time I saw a Saturn V launch in IMAX in Cape Canaveral, and it was. I'm looking forward to the next time.
Somebody told me that, God, I can't remember what article I read this in, but it was somebody sort of like explaining their experience seeing a rocket launch, and vividly describes a gentleman who's there with some tissues, and he's like, "The hell's that all about?" And the rocket launches, and he's just like, just like overcome. It's just like such an intense event that like you can't help but be totally floored by it.
That's kind of beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, so I need 5.1 million ohms.
That's a lot of resistance.
I mean, that'll fix the housing problem.
I think that's what this one is.
Try a hot dog.
What?
They put up a lot of resistance, I think. Right?
That's how they demonstrate. It's like, hey, elementary school kids, how would you like to know how badly you will be killed if you mess around with high voltage?
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to demonstrate using this here hot dog. So
Why is it fluorescing?
so don't mess with high voltage,
Or dogs.
you dummy.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't-
we were always dared to pee on the power
You
transformers.
were
Oh
not.
no.
Yeah, when we were younger, it's like, go pee on the power
Where
transformer.
the hell did you grow up?
Medicine Hat.
Oh, you mean the box?
Yeah. The big green boxes they had.
The big waterproof green boxes that are
Yeah.
perfectly safe to pee on.
Yeah, exactly. But it was always that thing of like, go pee on the box. It's like, no.
It's like, no, I'll die.
Yeah, no, you won't. You won't die. It's like, no, I'll totally die. Well, there was that one kid who died.
Yeah.
Because that always happens, right?
It's like the small town version of country kids peeing on an electric fence.
Just pee fast, you won't get hurt.
Pee fast.
Yeah, really strain.
I got to point out one of my favorite things about using DuckDuckGo too is you can put in things like 5.1 m ohm resistor, and it'll just spit back me the color band codes.
Oh, son of a
This
bastard.
also does it have like a tan for it?
I'm sorry?
Which one is the 5.1 million ohm tan? Like, does she have like an
Oh, that sounds cute.
Oh.
That sounds really, really.
resistor tan? Like,
They get more and more tsundere as they go up.
the largest one's just this total ice queen. It's just this big white ceramic block.
Just like no.
I'm missing it.
The really what's the polite word for gets around a lot?
Precocious? No.
that's
Promiscuous?
Promiscuous. Yeah, the really promiscuous one, she's just made of copper. Oh no, wait, that has resistance too. What has the least resistance?
Gold? I mean, a superconductor, but
As well, it's. I mean, do you mean like what metal has the most versus least resistance?
Sure.
Isn't titanium the least? But it's super expensive.
well, titanium's useful because it's
Liquid helium or silver.
yeah, yes, actually liquid helium.
Okay.
Yeah, titanium's useful because it's light and strong and has a high tensile strength.
Liquid helium, eh?
God.
Aren't you glad you had me on your show?
Absolutely. Green, brown, black, yellow, brown. That's the one we want.
Do you know how I know the resistor code? Or remember a little bit of it?
How do you know the resistor code?
Wow, this is evaporating. When I used to work in production in Toronto, we would label our cables using resistor code. So, for example, a 100-foot length would be a wrap of black, and then it was brown, black, black.
That's kind of smart.
Yeah, and 25-foot would be like red, green, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So, like, at a glance, once you became familiar with it, you could tell exactly what the length was based on the resistor code.
Well, that's the reason, right?
Yep.
That's rad.
Yeah, it was very, very handy. Very clever.
It's something I've never learned, and I don't feel bad about it because I've never had a reason to, but
Yeah, I mean, like, if you are able to just look it up.
it is one of those things I should probably.
That was, like, every job I've done, even the really crappy ones, I picked up at least, like, one skill. Like, I worked in a retail job that was really bad, but I learned how to touch type with a keypad,
Ooh.
which is really useful, like, more useful than you might think.
Yeah.
because most computers with a full like a full keyboard have a touchpad.
Yeah.
And if you can key in numbers without looking at it, you can like tally sums very quickly.
I can tell you the reason why I know how to use a keypad like that is by playing first-person shooters before mouse-click was a thing. Oh yeah.
Center view.
And my marathon key set was grand. Keypad for movement, 7 and 9 for strafe, 8 was up, 2 backwards, 4 and 5, 4 and 6 were turn left, turn right. Look up and down, though, I still used as arrow up and down with a thumb over,
Wow.
and then space to shoot. Control for, I think control was run, and then option was secondary trigger.
Incredible.
Those are burned into my memory.
Mm-hmm. I missed one little doohickey here. This is put kielbasa right here.
Oh yes, along holding lines.
Holding lines.
Oh, solder and rosin smells so good, and I absolutely have to not smell it.
I mean, the things that are bad for us always.
Yeah, I just don't want to be sniffing out blood for days.
Sorry, wait, what?
You can burn your sinuses pretty severely with solder and rosin.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's very bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's quite extraordinarily bad. Okay, so this next one, oh, it's asymmetrical. In
In the worst way.
This must be where, like, I think those might be exhaust manifolds. I don't know what all these parts actually are, and I'm probably just going to spend this whole stream speculating.
Actually, I just want to get back to that number pad for a quick second too, because it reminded me that I still have trouble with touch typing numbers on the regular pad. I'm so used to using the keypad.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do that.
Just got to move your hand way too much. R4. R4 is 11K. That's a number I can measure.
I definitely got used to using the numpad when I was in university because of all the accounting courses I took.
Mm.
And it just becomes a thing of you're going to do a lot of this. You're going to have to enter in a lot of numbers.
I had no earthly idea how useful learning to touch type was going to be. I think I may have learned it in like a... Did I learn on a computer? I feel like I did. It would have been a really old computer, but...
We took touch typing courses with our handwriting courses, like at the same time, I believe, in like grade 5 and 6. And they gave us these little red plastic whatevers that were like fake keyboards that you push down on these fake keys.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh.
That was how you practiced.
How is that useful at all?
Well, it was something about like you press the ones in the right order to match whatever was. I don't even remember if they were electric or not, but they might have like all ran on like AA batteries or something. But they were barely computers. They were just made to teach you how to touch type, and they felt awful.
I guess it got you used to the shitty keyboards of the 2000s.
Pretty much, yeah. But definitely the that was like I resisted that so hard. I got my dad to like write things up for me on the computer when I needed to. Like just it was like I was resisting the idea of having to type a whole bunch. Because I was convinced that in the future we would just talk.
Oh yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah,
right.
We're all just going to talk to our computers, and they'll just.
No, we're just gonna like yell at each other via text because it's like too awkward to have a fucking phone call.
Yeah. But then I got to a point where I started typing myself because I got used to the home row thing. After about 5 or 6 years of that, I got used to home row, and then I was flying, and my dad would watch me type, and he's like, "How are you doing that so fast?" I'm like, "Oh, you just
Stop playing around.
you talk to your friends online, and you get very good at typing."
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Especially when you want to have proper spelling and grammar.
Oh, we were so naive.
What do you mean work, Kimosabe?
That's a good point.
Well, if you do a typo in the group chat, everyone hounds you.
Yeah. Wait, you're supposed to call me Kimosabe.
Yes, that's right.
I'm the white man.
I think now I can smell that.
Yep.
I didn't think it was going to make its way over here.
We might want to actually turn the air conditioning on,
Yep.
simply because it's actually a little bit warm in here too, with the lights and all of the heaty bits.
Oh, it fell off.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just didn't have enough glue on. I need more.
If only there was some way to get something back on and make it stick.
I guess I'll never have it adhered properly. There we go.
I'm going to leave the fan on, and it shouldn't affect any of the sound.
Good call.
But yeah.
Yeah, we've actually had a renaissance of keyboards in the past couple of years too, with the bunch of new switches coming out that are not Cherry.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're interested in mechanical keyboards at all, go on to Hackaday and look up the history of the Cherry Corporation. It's fascinating what that company went through to finally end up just being the keyboard company.
Is there a smarter way I could be doing this?
Then
There must be a better
There
way.
must be a better way. I have an idea.
That's your arms.
I'm a genius.
distillation. It's a titration of solvent.
Yeah, you need like a pipette or something.
Everyone needs a.
Or just a turkey baster. You just need something to suck some out of the thing and
You
then just
don't
blow it into
do
the
that process using solvents, Beej.
suck.
Just get your mouth over the pipette and just suck it in a bit.
Not mouth pipetting it. Get a bulb.
You seem to know a lot about it.
Sort of ass bulb.
Nathan JGA, the Cherry Key Company, I believe, is not the same company that makes rivets, unless they're rivets from 30 to 40 years ago, I think.
Maybe it's like Tandy.
Oh yes, the American. What was it?
Tandy Leather Company.
Yeah, but Tandy actually stood for something, I believe, too. The American North Dakota. No.
I know, right? Because the Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to which North Dakota? It's not American.
The secret Dakota.
West Dakota.
Weren't we talking about that the other day?
Up Dakota.
The Dakota or Tandy?
All the different Dakotas, and
Oh.
somebody had said the secret Dakota.
Lakota.
Yeah.
The Lakota
Wait,
Dakota.
shit, maybe it was Graham who did that, who talked about the secret Dakotas.
And the secret Dakota.
There's
rings.
not actually a secret
Oh
Dakota.
no, I referred to the lesser Dakotas.
Ah,
yes, that was it.
Like Lesser Miami.
Yeah, there's like North and South Dakota, and then there are the lesser Dakotas surrounding it.
Are they like polyps?
I'm just very happy that I'm managing to raise the blood pressure of so many chemists in the chat right now.
There was a thing in the Something Awful thread on Dune that I was reading where people were trying to come up with like stand-in names for Duncan, Idaho, and there's some great ones that were like Connor, Wisconsin, like that kind of thing, right? But then my favorite was
Dirk, Delaware.
Dakota.
Incredible.
good.
You know those chemists, they're always so reactive.
Oh.
How hard do you think this would explode if it caught fire?
This is a Let's Try show.
I don't.
No, it's not!
No,
Not that kind of tri-beach!
I don't think it would explode. It would probably catch fire and burn fast.
Okay, Beach, here's a let's try. I'm gonna make this X-Acto knife disappear.
Are we doing magic now?
Yes! In a matter of speaking.
This is not one of the many magic streams we do.
Yeah, boy, I was really disappointed in The Dark Knight when he didn't just bust out a draft.
Ian, you might be thinking of
magic.
Coleco.
Oh, yes, I am thinking of Coleco, the Connecticut leather company. Thank you, Ember922. Also, what is with leather companies getting into computers in the early 70s?
They're full of nerds.
That's
Leatherworking was the thing nerds were doing in the 70s.
Because there were two groups of leatherworking people. Southerners, like people from Texas, and people in the SCA.
Yeah.
What's the deal with leather workers?
Oh, God, I know which one I am.
Yeah.
Listen to my accent.
Wait, what?
Well, I certainly don't talk like this much, do I, Alex?
Well, you sure don't.
And I
Reckon
do-
it's from because you're north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Tell you what, I do like working with leather, which means I probably have been involved at some point in the Society for Creative Anachronism. Damn straight.
What?
Or you're a dom.
Brown, black, black, brown. Times 10. That's a
And they were roommates.
brown, black.
You've seen that comic with, like, there's a pair of women in underpants in bed.
Yes, I probably have.
Sitting in bed together, sort of like covering their faces like they're weeping. It's like, and they found out they were both bottoms. It's just so tragic. Like, no, oh.
.com.
The struggle is real.
But the hope is also real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere if you want to be a Switch, right?
Nintendo's factory in Kyoto, I believe. Miyamoto would not approve.
26. It's making a lot of assumptions. Sprue B, number 26.
The large.
I see you now.
So I can't do that ever again.
What?
I tipped my bottle over. It hit the mute everything button on the mixer.
Cool.
So I need to be more careful. So Ian,
Yes.
you're testing each one of those because you're looking for a very specific value. Like,
Yeah.
are they all technically identical? But
Well, these ones are specifically 1K, and that's for R5, R6, and R14. So I figured I'd get all three of those done at once. And I was testing them with the multimeter as well to double check to make sure that they are correctly labeled and whatnot. But also because I'm not completely, what's the word? Confident in my reading of resistor codes yet. Getting there, but not quite. All right. So this is staying hot. That's good. We'll start with R5. Where is R5's hole?
Up on you, you sneaky little
Where are you?
thing. You are not symmetrical vertically.
I mean, most of us aren't, but it's never stopped us. From what, I'm not sure, but
That's not a fit. I think this hull is slightly slanted. Boy, I should have brought tweezers. That.
we have some in the bag here, actually, if that would be handy for you. Hold up.
This is the solitary advantage of being nearsighted.
Your vision gets better as you jam it closer. Where did I put those?
I don't need tweezers right this second.
No, but they'll be handy for you. Aha, here we are. So we got a pair of walking guys.
Ooh.
And actually
Actually,
another
wait,
one.
that might actually be handy
And
now that I
walking.
look at it.
In fact, these are all walking, so go nuts.
Fantastic. I mean, it won't be exactly hard with all this glue around. So,
Right.
just put you there.
Come on back up to heat, please. 310.
Come
320. We're good.
and welcome to the dream.
I still need to purchase a new tip for this, though, because I've got...
Oh, this is so cool. It adheres so fast and just like doesn't leave a lot of residue.
You were not having any problems, it sounds like.
Well, okay, let's not be too hasty now.
I mean, in the gluing process. It just sounds like it's going really well.
It's going all right. I mean, like, it's convenient just being able to dry clamp the parts and then like give them a little one of these.
A little bit of the dry clamp.
Just give them a little dab. Little dab will do ya.
I miss early century advertising. Okay, so that was R5. Aren't you glad we're not dipping brushes in anything tonight?
Cam and I were talking about that on Twitter briefly. It was just like, because the game we play at home is keeping salt and sugar in unmarked containers.
Ooh.
They're not the same container, but they are unmarked.
Would you like some hard mode? I can get
add
you
flour?
No, I was going to say I can get you some citric acid.
And Cam was like, "Oh, was like coffee and brush water not
Not hard
not
enough for
hard
you.
enough?" I was like, I take my coffee pretty milky, so it's hard to make that separation. Although if you had black coffee and ink water,
Milky.
I don't think I have ingested ink water just yet. Okay, this is that part.
Very
C17
fine work here.
numbered dues. C17 insertion.
The insertion.
The retraction.
See, now you got me thinking about that weird video of like the bear that descends.
Oh, Fetish Pro.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, cool. Because yeah, I that's ironic actually. Because I found Mittens yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
What?
Mittens is a print that Beej gave me as a gift for DJing his wedding.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
It's anime girl titty, isn't
No,
it?
no, it's
it
not.
isn't.
Human being and a bear.
What, not the shame cube part of that?
The Shame Cube is the best part. I mean, Shame Cube and eye massage, I think, are my favorites.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Eye massage is real good. Hey, so are we? Do we have any Ethereum?
The cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, we have a chance to buy a piece of goatsy.cx.
Yes, but I think I saw a report today saying that cryptocurrency, at least for Bitcoin, every transaction results in about 250 tons of CO2.
Holy shit.
Yeah, if you are a company that is accepting Bitcoin and you want to do something for the environment, stop accepting Bitcoin.
There are transactions that have been waiting to be completed for months now.
Well,
Totally real currency.
It's not. Do you remember that time when China just decided it wasn't real money and it tanked overnight?
Do you remember when that one guy who owned a depository died and took his password with him?
Yes, there was yet another guy.
That was this week.
Oh wait, was it the same guy who, well, the dude who posted on Twitter being like, "Help, help! I put my life's savings into crypto, and it went tits up." It's like,
Or the guy who threw out a hard drive full of several Bitcoin. Yeah,
it's just like, you're an idiot. The only thing you will get out of this is a very good object lesson, if you choose to learn it.
I mean, we also got in at the very wrong time. Remember when people were selling pizzas for a single Bitcoin?
I do not remember that.
Oh, that was very early on.
I always got the impression that crypto was a lot about all the people selling the hardware and so forth, laughing all the way to the bank, and people thinking it was yet another get-rich-quick scheme
That is any gold rush.
didn't make them rich.
Like, there will
quickly.
be people who will actually make money in the gold in any sort of gold rush. But the people who will make the most reliable and the longest lasting money are the people who sell the spades and shovels.
And the food.
Which is why Seattle is such a nice city.
Yeah.
No joke. That's because Seattle was the last stop on the Alaska Gold Trail.
I believe that was when, like, some dude pulled up off a boat and was just like, "Hey, everybody help unload this pile of gold. I'll pay you."
In
And
gold.
people were like, "Where did this come from?" And he was like, "Oh, I went up north and I just picked it up. It was lying on the ground."
And to be honest, it probably was.
He wasn't like, "Fuck you, that's where."
My ass. That's where.
It was a simpler.
Get digging.
It was a simpler time, Beach.
Yep.
Back before they invented the word ass.
Wait, what? Ass is a modern innovation.
We've learned how to do so much with ass.
Yeah.
We're now eating it.
In fact, we're in 2019. We're eating ass. In fact, we're synthesizing ass for vegetarians.
Very sustainable.
B 9 8 30.
300 ohms.
Engage. Enemy BMP 500. Oh no. 2 is down.
I cannot find a thumbnail of Mittens.
Oh,
I'm
no.
very sorry.
I'm glad. I'm actually kind of glad.
I don't even remember. We must have found it through Regretsy or something.
I think that's exactly where it was.
It was a Regretsy thing, yeah.
Simpler times. Because now you can just go to you can just get online to a man in China who will oil paint you whatever you want for money.
Is that a fact?
Oh, I'm really considering it because it's not super cheap, but for an oil painting, like this size, $300, single person, but beautiful oil portrait.
Neat. The shit posts you could make.
Oh yeah.
I think you're talking about traditional art commission.
I mean, yes, but who does oil paintings these days at 1870s prices?
What are 1870s prices?
$300 for a.
Oh.
Did you bus up?
No, I just heard the 300
Oh,
bucks
yeah.
and was like, mother of God.
Yeah.
That's unsustainable.
Oh yes.
On this side of the Pacific.
In this economy.
I mean, we've got about, I'm going to say, 2 or 3 more years left before they just start making things for their own internal economy. So get it while you can.
So I heard an interesting theory about products out of China.
Shoot.
Because they have a reputation for being very poorly made, by and large.
I think that's historical, but go on.
So this is like purely anecdotal, but what somebody told me was that the Chinese manufacture products to the exact specifications that the manufacturer requests. So if they ask for 100,000 units of dog shit pliers, they will make 100,000 units of dog shit pliers for bargain basement prices, and that company will gladly sell those dog shit pliers. If you ask for like 100 pairs of like really good pliers, they'll do that too.
Yeah, you're exactly correct. They now have over 3/4 of a century of manufacturing experience, so they can do whatever you like at any scale you'd like.
I suppose that's maybe more reflective on the demand rather than the supply.
Yeah, funny how capitalism works. But
Looking at you, Walmart.
what I find interesting are the ones where you start to get the knockoffs that are based off of seconds of molds, or that they're not. They're very sophisticated knockoffs because they're built from the same things.
It almost sounds like the I think it was I want to say it was like an airsoft product that I picked up, that the rumor was that it was made using tools and dies that made real
AKs.
firearms. Yeah, AKs.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I mean, it could also just as easily be a marketing stunt. Did you know people don't tell the truth sometimes?
Oh wow.
Or they will
Seems-
tell a version of the truth that is not congruent with reality.
CBC Marketplace thing last year about Chinese companies selling cadmium jewelry to Canadian stores.
Oofa doofa.
They went to China and found a supplier, The companies there would say pewter costs $1 per unit, cadmium costs 50 cents. Which do you want? Wow.
It's a big old yikes for me. Although I also hear that they kind of don't screw around when stuff goes tits up. Like, you remember that stuff with the milk getting contaminated with melamine?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody just wanted to make a couple extra bucks by spiking the milk with, well, paint, basically. And some children very sadly lost their lives.
Oh,
The people responsible were put to death.
I mean, that's...
Which, in China, it's a firing squad?
Don't want to think about it.
Yeah, no, it's...
I mean, that's very similar to what Tim Cook is doing right now with the iPhone applications that have been screen recording people.
Is it just iPhone?
I mean, he hasn't been putting people to death. Let's.
No, he's been putting the companies and the apps to death. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Haha.
I mean, it's only recently that it's shown. I'm 100% certain that this happens on Android all the time because there is zero oversight in that space. But on the Apple
Well,
side,
I was going to be smug.
yeah, well,
I wasn't.
They've been finding. It was the Air Canada app actually that they discovered it in
Well, that's
first.
good.
Really?
Yeah, full and not masking things properly the way that they're supposed to. But yeah, basically every action that you were doing was being recorded along with the time code so they could put together a thing. And Tim Cook has come around and said, okay, you now have 24 hours. We've pulled your apps from the store. You have 24 hours to resubmit with the screen recording code out. It's being used for marketing or for research purposes, apparently. But that doesn't count. It's still really creepy and wrong. And yeah, they have 24 hours to resubmit or have them just pulled completely.
Neat.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes me feel like there's so many apps I have on my phone that I downloaded, I tried them out, and I'm like, I'm not going to use this, but I'm just not going to get rid of it yet.
Oh, they only work within the app itself, I believe.
But it's one of those things where I have a bunch of like things like, oh, I have the Delta app and the Air Canada app and the United app and the WestJet app. Why? Because I've flown all those at least once. And it just kind of makes me feel like I open one on occasion or do whatever, and I'm like, all these things potentially are building profiles on me when I'm using them.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're sitting in the background building a profile, because I open one up to see, well, what changed? Oh, nothing that I'm interested in. Okay. Is it going to sleep right away? Is it trying to stay awake longer? Like, I hate feeling that way.
Yeah. What gets me is the fact that I like the lockdown aspect because usually it's supposed to make you safer. But it means that I'm not able to actually get in there and install firewalls, which would allow me to keep this sort of thing from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is not even a permissions issue. This is because you're never being asked, hey, can we record your screen?
It's like, fuck no. It's like, okay, but, we asked politely.
Why
I think you're
would
being
you?
really disrespectful.
We promise we won't use it for bad things.
I don't come into your phone and tell you how to act.
Come on, we just want to market to you. Don't you want to be marketed to?
A lot of people would say no.
Ah, piss.
Oh no.
No, it's fixable.
Just glue it back with some of that sprue.
Yeah,
you have.
actually.
Yeah.
Wow, some of these parts are piss. Very, very thin. I'm going to have to be more... I didn't realize quite how delicate they are. This is some sort of drive train that is really, really thin.
Oh, that's why. It should be on 200 ohms. It's like, why am I not getting the right values on any of these?
Wait, what's this? Oh, this is the part that busted. Okay, so yeah, this snapped off, but that's fine. It's fixable. Which end did it come off of, though? This one. Ah, there it is. So that broke right there. Okay. So this should be 33, and this should be 34. I see why this is a level 5 kit.
There's a lot of very small parts there. Yeah, I just miss old. I miss the old computer days. I think Cable Sasser of Panic Software was talking on Twitter the other day about email clients on iOS. He was trying to find one that just does email, that doesn't end up storing your password on someone else's server or pulling down your email for you.
He wants Eudora for iOS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do.
Oh, piss.
I think Airmail is the closest thing to it, but it's still annoying.
You need it slightly. Oh, there we go. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Oh, you're marketable now.
Oh, Juliamon, if we get a search on Banggood is where I purchased this one from. So.
Hang on a second. Ian, is there actually a better place to search for this kit rather than Banggood?
Actually,
Is there like, if I was to, just not because of the title, but more because it's like we're sending people to a place to buy stuff, which I'm kind of like...
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, jyetech.com. You can find it there.
Okay, what's the kit again? DSO?
DSO 15,001K. So 15001.
If I was a real grognard, I would be replacing these axles with like steel pins.
If I was a real YouTuber, I'd be putting a affiliate code in my link.
Oh, okay. So this is the DSO shell or the DSO 150, Oscilloscope DIY kit.
Yes, that's it. And Hyrolt's got it.
Nice.
It looks
Does
like.
this deserve to be a sub-assembly? I feel like maybe it does.
Kit the third, AliExpress versus Banggood. I use both. There's
Wherever something is.
yeah, wherever something is, wherever it's
What is
cheapest.
AliExpress?
AliExpress is a drop shipping company out of China that basically is
Drop shipping.
basically think of it like eBay is what eBay has become. It's a place where people can have a storefront where they sell stuff, and it's all
The focus is largely on the product, too. It's that rather than being like a bunch of individual stores or something, like eBay it is, I look for a product, I find a product, and companies are just basically setting up to sell a product. And rather than on eBay where they might have 1,000 listings of the exact same product by the exact same seller, they only have to list it once. Because they don't have to be like, well, for every time I sell one of these things, the listing has to refresh.
Every time I've followed a link to AliExpress, it's always looked like wholesale only.
oh, you're probably
Alibaba.
you're probably going to Alibaba then.
Oh, well... Wait.
AliExpress is the business-to-consumer arm, essentially, of Alibaba.
Oh, okay, so not the pizza place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, AliExpress, like Alibaba was set up to be B2B mostly. If you want to buy 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 of something, you go to Alibaba and you sell business to business.
Okay.
And then some places were offering minimum one order on some things. And so then I believe they spun off in a thing called AliExpress where it's like if you just want to order one of something or five of something.
Okay, so they are related.
They are the
Yes.
same company.
There we go. So I was only half stupid.
Also, I got to tell you sometime, Alex, about the K40 laser cutter system,
Okay.
which is it's not really a product itself. It's a series of very similar laser cutters. Again, CO2 laser cutters, 40 watts, available from China.
Neat.
And they are cheap and upgradable.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Do you have a set of these?
No, I don't. And I really...
Okay, so my dad finally gave these to me.
We're going to get those on the closed cam here. Hang on a
I
second.
think I need those specifically for finishing some work on a console I've been working on.
So these are
Wooden console, by the
split
way.
sticks.
are really-
It's a spring-loaded stick that a band of any grit paper you want can be put on. So it has long, flat areas. It comes to a very fine point, and it's also got a rounded end. So any kind of dimension for fine sanding you could possibly want in this tool, and you can just get additional sanding belts.
I need to look those up.
I think they might have them at Shaver Shop.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, They're very cool.
Glit.
You know, if you're thinking of building models and want to save some money, just buy a dollar store pack of manicure files. Oh, you mean just like those?
So we, there was an episode of TTSF that I had Cam on earlier last year where we did Gunpla together.
Oh yeah.
And so I grabbed us all some fresh emery boards.
Fantastic, yeah. Like I said, I binged some Adam Savage One Day Builds for a little while, and he has some really hot tips for fabrication.
Just gonna write that down. No glit stick, standing stick.
Some of my favorite ones are the ones that were like, so part of the skill, I think, in fabrication is knowing when and where to spend money and when and where to not spend money.
Agreed.
Because there's some things you really don't want to cheap out on, and other things you really don't want to take a bath on. So I feel like by and large consumables, you can, like non-precision consumables, you can kind of, not like cut corners, but get efficiently.
Now that's interesting because I actually, in soldering, I'm actually finding that to be opposite. The minute, minute I stepped my game and bought some really good solder and some flux,
it's way better.
soldering changed for me. It was just like, oh, this is a difficult thing that requires skill to like heat, solder, poof, magic.
Yep. I think maybe it's, well, I mean, not all consumables are considered equal, and also not everything is considered a consumable. Like, technically speaking, drill bits are consumable.
Well, maybe with metal or wood.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, something we can both agree on is don't cheap out on tools.
Yeah. Yes.
Do not cheap out on tools. It will bite you in the ass.
That said, don't be afraid of secondhand tools.
Oh yeah, actually,
and also
secondhand tools.
refurbishing tools.
Yeah, those can be
Big discount there.
pretty beef.
Also, no longer recommending Craftsman tools, given Sears will cease to exist soon. That used to be basically a no-brainer.
Oh yeah. Somebody broke one of my socket wrenches one time, and I went into Sears and I'm like, "Hey, so this happened," and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Can you replace it?" They're like, "Oh yeah, hang on," and they went in the back and they grabbed another one and they threw it. Like they had to, I think they like had to grab one out of inventory that was, and it was part of a set. But they just went and grabbed one that was essentially packaged for retail to be sold on its own, and they said, "Here's your socket wrench to go with your entire set." And I'm like, "Yeah, it fits in the case. Perfect. Great. Thanks."
Thanks, bye.
That's just how it works. Craftsman was the way to go. Now, I will go to Princess Auto and buy tools.
Yeah.
And then when I use that tool enough and I need a better version of it, I will buy a better version of that tool.
Yeah.
But like anytime I buy like a first timer for a tool, it's like, I'm going to buy an inexpensive version of this because I might only use it 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
I should also mention, actually, I just want to jump back there. People were asking about the difference between AliExpress and Banggood. And I think, actually, if you're fine with AliExpress, you can probably stay there. If you were just trying out Chinese or shopping from a Chinese off-brand site for the first time, Banggood's probably your best bet. It's the most friendly service. Okay, interesting. I am missing something.
That's bad.
Yes, it is. Oh, there it is. It's probably the one that's stuck in the bag.
Well, how do you like them apples?
I don't.
Well, no, these apples.
Oh, those look really good. Are you basically just building a CV shaft?
We're going to get in very close on that in a second.
So, it was a very clean break, but I seem to have been able to repair this.
How many parts is that?
This is 1.
Okay.
Oh, good.
This number of parts M, 1.
Okay.
This broke in half. This is a really ambitious part to have manufactured, but here we are. It has a buddy. This one. So these two are just going to hang out. I think I may paint these separately, maybe, just because if I attach them to the hull, they're gonna have undercuts, and it will be impossible to get around them with a spray paint thing, a spray paint goer. So I'm just gonna stick these, yeah, right, yeah. I feel like.
Craftsman's being sold at Lowe's and at Rona in Canada, so you can still do things with Craftsman tools if they still have lifetime warranties.
Do you know what I think this might be? I'm not positive, but this might be the winding mechanism for the lifting part.
Weird.
Maybe it's too small. I don't know.
Early in the book, it looks like you have to make a decision as to whether you want or not you want to build it with raised missile or lowered,
Shit!
which is what the
I need to
version 1 or
pick
version
that
2.
now.
Version 1, version 2.
Piss.
Yeah, that sucks.
Okay, so yeah, these like tricksy. I mean, I suppose we could build both and then pick. Look at all these suspensions.
There's a lot of arrows going to places there.
Look at all those chickens. Actually, yeah, you're gonna love this.
It's nuts.
Get ready for step number 28.
You're going to
Go into bullet hell! You thought you were building a model kit, but no, it was me, Toho.
Steps A through HH. You know, you go
Yeah.
through Z and you have to go A, B, B, C, C.
So
I didn't know that.
I'm just looking at that picture of the like 300 different arrows going together like
Yeah.
that. And I'm thinking, you know what I'd like to see, Dojin, Dio building a model. I just shunk.
The world. Okay. 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 So this step is for version 2 because it has the hydraulic arm raised. We'll come back to that. We'll start building the version 1, whatever the hell these are.
Level 5.
Level 5.
Hey, you know what? Probably seems like a good thing for us to do right about now.
What's that?
I think we should take our singular break for the evening. So don't go away. We're going to be back with more Topol building.
All my glue went away.
Wow, that's
Shit.
that's inside something in here now.
Holy shit, that's just gone.
And I'll continue putting some resistors on this board, and we'll see you on the other side of this break. Don't go away. More Tinker Tailor Solder Fry after this. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, where we're trying to find the glue, and the glue is gone.
Yeah, glue went away.
Glue is gone forever. We're putting together some stuff here today. Alex is working on a Topol level 5 model from Revell. Revell. It's full of German on the back, and it's
It's in like 6 languages.
there's so many sprues.
There's a lot of, well, there's not that many sprues. There's many parts. There's only about 5 sprues, but boy.
And I'm in the process of putting some things through hole soldering together a oscilloscope kit. So I guess we'll just continue doing that.
Okay.
Hope you guys had a nice break. And
Yeah, I'll try. You know what? I'll charge ahead with version 1, and I'm not going to commit to putting
way
anything
or another.
completely together yet.
I think you're going to be able to have more fun with a lowered missile too, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially if you're doing crazy things with it.
Yeah, I was going to leave that little
Wow,
assembly.
then.
Yeah. Version 1. Okay, so this looks like a million of the same piece, almost. But I feel like I'm going to have to pay attention to this.
Well,
Yeah, I think it might do the same thing again. Version 1.
orange, black, black, gold. Seems right. Are you right?
I'm trying to. Oh, you know what? I wonder.
You're
I'm
perfect.
trying to figure out what the version 1 and 2 entails. I think that the change is the suspension, and because the missile moves like it goes upright, hydraulic jacks lower to lift it off the ground and stabilize it.
I mean, it's not a spoiler if you look ahead in the manual. Glad I got summoned with that.
Oh shit!
If we start getting a little too silly, I want the chat to call us on that because we are suffering some sort of poisoning. I have.
What?
How in the hell would they be
I
able
drank
to?
like 2 bottles of water in like about 8 seconds, and I'm like, is this does this cause excessive thirst?
I've only had one G&D tonight.
I'm not supposed to be thirsty on main mic.
Where was I?
I was gonna make some sort of disparaging remark, but no.
Spoilers in the manual. Oh yes, that was it. I got my Haynes manual for my Mini.
What, for your underwear?
For the Mini.
Oh,
Yes.
for your
the
mini
Austin-
underwear.
Yes, my miniature underwear.
Yes.
I mean, it is very small and
Yes.
very tight.
I bet it fits you well.
It hugs the crotch. No, really, there is an option. There's an optional part for the Austin Mini that allows you to drop the steering rack because it does, or the steering column, because the Mini came with a weird position steering wheel that's flatter, more. It feels more like a bus, except it's tiny.
Weird.
So it's weird. So there are a lot of aftermarket parts that will drop the steering column down to get you into a more normal position. Problem is, my Mini has an airbag, so if it goes off in that modified position, I will probably die.
But they'll fucking uppercut you is
Yeah.
what'll happen.
But also, I don't have enough space between my junk and the bottom of the wheel if I were to bring it down. So I've got to get used to the bus style.
You need one of them little Momo steering wheels. Then you know they're like 4.5 turns lock to lock because they're just so tiny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
except-
all the race car drivers have.
But they look so ridiculous.
Yes, they do.
What I'd really like is one of those nice 3-star or 3-pronged wood ones with the rivets all the way around. Those look slick.
I saw a steering wheel one time that was like that had studded leather, and the studs were all tiny triangular spikes. It's like, so you're planning on when you have your accident that your car just killing.
Yes.
Well, like, when you run into something and your head slams into the steering wheel,
Right,
you want
yes.
it to go right into your brain.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this guy's got a DNR tattoo.
Steering wheel.
It's got flames coming out of it.
So does he.
Automotive catastrophes.
All right.
You know, this being 1/72nd scale really underscores just how freaking big this thing is.
It was like they had to get it down to this size, but all of the parts are very, very tiny because it is a massive.
Like, they're pretty small, but
Yeah.
like each one of these is probably huge.
Brown, green, black, gold.
Oh, I should just piecemeal these together. Otherwise, I'm going to lose track of which ones I have.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about any of this work on TTSF is remembering. Oh yeah, I got to come back to this at some point. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Where did I leave it?
How did my life go so wrong? I can't wait for somebody to come in here barefoot and step on one of these sprue pieces.
Oh, it's that or the pieces of stripped wire.
Oh, we can vacuum.
I mean, we can.
We will vacuum.
Yes, on an infinite time scale. I mean, Surge comes in here eventually.
The suck.
172. Whoa! No!
That steering wheel has an airbag.
No!
That steering wheel is a claymore.
Front towards enemy. Didn't know you hated yourself that much, but
That is something else.
you're just gonna go right down the coal shaft on the enemy mine.
You've seen the like 50s style big spiked steering wheel columns, right?
Yes.
Those are a work of art.
I mean, they are. They're also not good.
What the frickety? Bullshit cock. Bullshit cock. Bullshit.
Cock is bullshit.
See, I got a couple people giving me grief for being too memey, despite playing the exact same character all these years. So I'll just have to be memey but quiet.
That was excessive. But it gets the job done. Oops. Hey kids, remember to solder both the pins of your resistor in before moving on to the next one and clipping the pins off.
You know, it occurs to me that if I had a God hand here, I could be saving a lot of time.
Oh. Someone else is working on the same kit.
No shit.
Or that could just be like
Oh, you're just looking at
a 1/76 scale dildo.
It's, yeah. Oh.
I mean, yeah. Hot knife in some ridges and veins.
Well, no, you just you paint it gold and make it like C-3PO's member.
Or just replace it with, you know, like one of those see-through ones. Or
Thank the maker.
The truck vibrates its thing off your desk like.
I like it. I like it. We have fun here. At everybody else's expense.
We start with ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah, the flared base just makes it into more of an arrow spike.
Technically, this Topol does have a flared base. Oh, baby, give me those 800 kilotons. When you're done doing me, I just want to be a shadow.
Ah, Kingdom Hearts, I get that.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
There we go. Why don't we see more arrow spikes?
What's an arrow spike?
Oh man, they're one of the best types of jet engine. So it's like it's like a ramjet, but instead of a full ramjet, it's just imagine a piece of like ceramic that's like this. So it has a
Oh, maybe I
curve on
have
both
seen
sides,
that.
and you're just injecting fuel and ignition. I don't know how to describe them because I don't understand them all that well, but they're really cool.
Give me the suck. 12.
So you're gonna build one next year on here.
So I considered a long time ago building like a one of those cocktail shaker ramjets, like for a bicycle.
You sneaky fucker. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sneaky motherfucking McGeeky. F.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, no, I'm just look. It's switch sprues. I'm having to read this very carefully.
This sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Like, what is a model kit if not creating a problem that doesn't exist for you to solve to your satisfaction?
It's like the worst kind of choose your own adventure book.
Oh my god, this is a puzzle. It's a puzzle game, kind of, because there's a desired end state and, you know, tools and so forth.
That's some good resistors. I'm happy with that. Okay. R13 and R15, and then we're moving on to capacitors. I'm excited, guys. 3K now. So let's boost that up to 20K. And a 3K resistor has orange, black, black, brown, brown. That looks like a 3K resistor.
Does she?
Oh, wow. There's a Willys Jeep next to it on the website.
Wow, that's teensy.
It's cool.
Oh.
It's 20K. Yep, that's 3K exactly. Perfect. You are R13 and therefore go in the R13 hole.
A winner is you.
A lot of movies these days avoid the R13 rating, though.
R13? Wait,
difficult to get
it's Japanese, isn't it?
It's not even a thing.
Oh. Well, R18 is a Japanese thing.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and you want to see the really interesting stuff, go to the R18 section of Pixiv.
I mean, Pixiv itself is just kind of,
Broadening your mind.
yeah, it's just kind of
I
mind-broadening.
mean, it's broadening something.
I never thought those two things belonged together in that way.
I mean, strictly speaking, they don't. I'll endure it.
So are diodes the only things that you have to hook up in the right direction?
No.
They were a band from the 70s?
The diodes?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, the diodes were 70s, 80s band? I'm not sure.
I'm unfamiliar with their work.
1, 2, 3.
No, the diodes need to be in the right direction. Transistors need to be in the right direction. Some capacitors are polarized. These ones are definitely polarized because they have different length leads. In fact, resistors are one of the few things you can just put on any way you want.
Ooh, actually, this reminds me. How did your inspection go on your Mini?
Oh.
Right, because that's in the city now.
Yes, it is.
So I actually missed a lot of the story about the Mini, so maybe you can bring me up to speed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it come from?
It came from Japan. Chiba, in fact.
You bought a Mini.
Yep, not sight unseen. I saw pictures of it, and I had a inspector sent out to look at it.
Oh,
That one?
shit.
Oh no. But
Marco.
but yet,
Aha!
good eye. The inspection beach, though, was a bit of a thing because went in to do the inspection, and it was I'd gotten a few things that I knew were going to happen. They found that I needed to have some ball joints replaced. So that's fine. I wasn't equipped to replace ball joints myself, so I'm like, okay, you can do that. It's going to need new tires. Well, yeah, that's going to have to happen too, and I have no idea where to get the tires. Thankfully, there was a mini or a import sports car place in town that doesn't have a website that the place I went to for the inspection knew about. And so they managed to find the tires and had the parts in stock. So it was almost like a couple days turnaround. The problem was that apparently, according to BC law, for daytime running lights, you need to have your daytime running lights, and especially you need to have some sort of orange marker light that is always on in the front. And I had already done the headlights to the North American standard with some brand new LED headlights. Nathan JGA, the tires that are used on a Mini are 12-inch rims normally. My particular model of Mini uses 13-inch rims. It requires a very small piece of rubber to go on them. I think it's 175/50 R13s.
Oh,
And because it's a larger tire, in the factory they had to make modifications, cut out parts of the wheel wells, and also restrict the turning radius, which pissed me off because now my Mini doesn't have the super tight turning radius that other older Minis do. But at least I have air conditioning and side impact beams and an airbag. Point is, couldn't find a way to get these front turn signals to turn on all the time and then just flash off when they were supposed to do that. This was something I talked about at the previous TTSF when I was building those circuits to make it happen. Turns out those didn't work because of something in something to do with the wiring in the Mini. I was up till 11 p.m. just trying to make these work, plugging things in, and I couldn't get it, so I buttoned everything back up, took it to the place and said, okay, look, here's what I tried to do. Maybe you guys can figure this out and do it. And if not, well, if we have to drill new holes to put new lights in the front, fine, okay. I was about to leave. I was about to go back to work. I was at the bus stop waiting, and I get the call from the inspector because he hadn't come in. He came in late that day. And I get chatting with him, and we're talking about what needs to happen. And I said, okay, you know what, F it. I'm going to come in late to work anyway. I'm running back to the place to chat with him. And it turns out that all I needed to do was change the wiring on my LED headlights such that the orange turn signal ring was on all the time. Because apparently orange daytime running lights are okay, and those can be the only daytime running lights you have in BC. And I had no idea because that makes zero sense to me. But it was just, at that point, it was, oh yeah, okay, well, we're done. Sign off, go away. And that still saved me $800, minus the 20 I spent on parts for those circuits.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Yay!
Let's get a shot of what you fixed. Take us a second, but we will find it.
Yeah, finding tires that size is a bit of, I think there are 2 tires that are manufactured with a DOT certificate.
This piece right here broke off on the corner. So I put it back together.
Oh, apparently that's a turbo pump, says SkyMoss.
This?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
But yeah, that was so now I haven't driven it around much, Kit the Third, and there's a reason for that. Is because now that it's legal to drive, I've been busy with streaming after work most days. And then it snowed in Victoria.
Oh, piss.
And it's not the snow that's the problem. It's that we live in a city that salts its roads. And I am not driving a car that is notorious for being one of the biggest rust magnets on the road on salted roads.
The question then I have is, could you not just step down to 12-inch rims?
I could, but then I'd need to buy new rims.
Yes.
And then I'd still have the problem of finding 12-inch or tires to fit 12-inch rims.
Sure, but
I think then I
think 12-inch tires are actually more common.
I think there are about 3 options then.
Really?
I've looked because
Okay.
because during the period of time between when my Mini was in Japan,
Yeah.
and I owned it, and when I brought it over, I didn't actually know what the size of the tires were on it because I wasn't sure what sort of modifications had been done.
That's fair.
And so I was like trying to see. I was zooming in on pictures, and they sent me bad resolution pictures, so I couldn't look at it.
Right.
So because I wanted to buy tires ahead of time.
That makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think
I would have just assumed that you'd be like, well, I'm gonna, because if 13s are so hard to find, I would have assumed that with all these people driving around in MGs and like old British Roadsters and shit, like that would keep that alive for a lot of tire makers.
it does, but it keeps it alive for 2 or 3,
Yeah.
just enough that like they're not a big ticket item. So I think one of the brands is Nankang out of China,
Yeah.
and the other one is Dunlop. And I've got Dunlops this time.
Dunlop makes a fine tire.
They do.
Yeah.
I'll buy Nankangs next time because they're
Dunlop makes
much
fine
cheaper.
tire.
and they are disposable.
I mean, technically everything's disposable.
Also, I remembered that I don't have anti-lock brakes, which was a fun thing to realize. Or just to remember, I guess.
As you were going down that
What
hill.
year is that Mini?
It is a 98 Mini.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the few things that was. So the minis that were made from 96 to 2000 were upgraded specifically just so that the Mini could keep the brand in the public eye until BMW was able to release their new one. But they were also specifically made to meet new European safety and emission standards that kicked in 96. And so that's why they have an airbag and side impact beams and a catalytic converter.
But ABS was not part of that safety standard.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's also why the new Mini looks the way it does, is because it's built to these new standards.
Just because my '89 Mercedes had ABS, and it wasn't the first one to have it either. Like they had ABS going back, I think into the mid '80s. They were early adopters of that technology. Well, no, I guess I shouldn't say early adopters, but I mean, in a way they kind of were, because they were a luxury car mark, so they would do that. But yeah, I'd assume that by '98 we were seeing that in every vehicle. But I guess the Mini maybe, is there enough room under the hood to even put like all the stuff you need for ABS?
I don't know.
Huh. Have you had the hood open on it much? Or?
Oh, yes.
Okay, is it full or is it?
It is chock full.
Okay.
Like the Mini, because it's a newer Mini, because it's fuel injected, and it's later Mini to meet emission standards, so that means it's a multi-point fuel injection, which means even less space.
Yeah.
Which means they need to fit a engine control unit in it,
Yeah.
which they took out of like a Land Rover. So it's like
Yeah.
by that, like
Because they had the room in a Land Rover. Yeah.
yeah, it's the size of a hardcover book. So there's that. And there's a guy on one of the mini forums right now who's trying to reverse engineer it,
Okay.
so that we can build something like a Mega Squirt, or just actually repurpose the Mega Squirt
Sweet.
controller. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'd like to give him some hands.
I've read that, Dojin.
If you do you remember Carl Jennings?
Yes.
Yeah, he worked on building Mega Squirts for his BMW 2002s.
Oh, nifty.
So he might be a resource too if you want to talk to him at some point.
So there's, yeah, it's got electronic fuel injection. There's debate in the mini community about whether you want carburetors or fuel injection. I wanted the fuel injection because it's basically just going to be a daily driver.
There you
I
go,
don't need
carburetor.
Yeah, I don't need to be fitted in with my carburetors.
Oh, you bastard, you don't have a carburetor.
But it's
can you do?
such a packed bay that the radiator for the car is stuffed to the side with the fan going into the left-hand wheel well.
So you'd say it's a bay packer?
Whoa. And then the other radiator is facing front corner. It's single overhead cam, and displacement is 1275 cc's, 4-cylinder. All right, I need to figure out what capacitors are.
I trust that you have the capacity to understand that.
Boo.
Okay, seriously, megasquirt.info is fine. I just went there and I just copied it into the chat. You can go there and it's safe.
It's okay.
Trust Beej.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Beach, how come this is a bit.ly link?
Just click it. Just don't care that Libya is watching you click on things.
Why does Libya care what I wank?
.ly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Right,
that's where
right.
Yeah, that's the country code it's from.
Okay, first ceramic capacitor. Get ready.
Like Tuvalu.
All right.
Here on twitch.tuvalu, actually.
Okay, good. So as an owner of a surprisingly late model Mini built for another country, is your next car going to be a 2003 original design Mexican VW Beetle?
Oh, right.
Okay, maybe if I can get one of those fiberglass kits that makes it look like a Ferrari.
Oh, like a really short F40? Yeah.
Well, no, there was a company that made them for a long time, and I think one of them is for sale, like the shell in Victoria here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a, like they had a name too, and I can't remember what they are now.
There's so many of these.
Did you bite off a little bit more than you could chew?
No. There's just a lot.
Man, I keep letting this go to sleep.
Beej, your car is up to emission standards.
It is now.
No.
Is it?
Yeah.
They fixed it.
Yeah, I got the approved emission modification, and
Oh.
actually got a thing in the mail saying, "Hey, so since we did that, part of the agreement was that we would also extend your emissions warranty. So you now have an emissions warranty extension, and there's a whole
Like-
bunch of stuff that got replaced or
You're just like, that's good because you fucking lied to me.
exactly." And so they said that also includes there's many elements of the entire emissions thing, including the heater core. And so
Or the heater matrix, you mean?
well, the heater core
Oh.
specifically, and they're like, so if you had to have your heater core replaced while you've owned the vehicle, that's technically under our warranty, and we can reimburse you for that. And I haven't had to have that done, but it was just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like they're really reaching out on all these parts. So
I thought you were gonna say on all fours,
I've got a 2013,
which is how they should have been reaching out.
We've got a 2013 Jetta TDI, which is a wonderful car. And I'm getting about the same mileage on it that I was getting before the fix, actually, because I drive it 10 kilometers practically. Like I drive it almost
Nowhere.
every day, it seems. So
I'm actually, I looked up the rated fuel mileage on my car.
yeah,
It is exactly the same as my previous car was. But, get this, insurance somehow was $75 cheaper.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah. I like them quite nice, thank you.
Oh, I need some nice taters.
330 PF.
F40PF?
330
I'm not
PF
familiar with that train.
capacitor.
Nathan J says they're surprised they fixed it instead of offering a buyback. They did. They gave you several options, and every owner has a choice about what they wanted to do. And I opted to keep the car and have them fix it because the buyback would not have been. They're not buying it back for its original retail value. Because if they had, I would have been like, yeah, I'll take that money, and I guess I'll go out and buy like a Chevy Bolt or something I actually want. At this point, but the Jetta's a really nice car. There's lots of stuff in it. There's lots of creature comforts in it. It's got great power. It's got great it's got great mileage when you get it on the highway. Like I drove 1,100 kilometers in it, and then I had to fill up the tank. Like that was before the emissions modification, and I'm sure you can still get about that. So I'm like, you can do very well in a car like that, and it's very comfortable, and it holds a lot of stuff. And I was like, I'm not trading this shit out so I can go buy another car from somebody and have to go through that whole, whatever. I'd rather have the monster I know at this point rather than the devil I don't.
Yeah. It's a
fucker.
good car.
You fucker.
Ian owned a Mazda 3.
2008.5 Mazda 3 Sport, which I like to consider my actual first car. My actual first car was a 19 fuckety what Dodge Shadow. And it had a real strong sound because it had a hole in the tail light.
You know, people pay money for that now.
Yeah, they do. Did you need this piece?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I was just
'Cause I found it if you did.
okay. I was afraid that I may have killed you to death. You see,
Not this time, Alex.
there's only one thing we say to the god of Sprue. No, oh, you piece of shit!
There's a quote.
Hello, highlight reel. Okay, it's not so.
so
It's actually not so
sorry.
bad.
Okay, good.
I didn't even plan for that. No, I just hecked up. I'm gonna start nipping this. Okay, yeah, no.
Okay. There you go. The Shadow was free, so I didn't look a gift horse in the mouth and I needed a car.
Fire to destroy all you've done.
But I'm very glad I've got the Mini. The amount of time I've spent in it has been glorious. I'm loving every second of it, and I cannot wait to get it out on some twisty roads.
Twisty road.
Hyralt, if you look at the weight difference in a Mazda 3 and a Rover Mini, you'll understand why the fuel mileage is about the same. I was told when I went in to register it for the first time, the woman asked, okay, and how heavy is the car? And I said, it's 725 kilograms. She said, no, it's not.
What?
That's lighter than a Fiat 500. Yes, it is. If you'd like to see it, go outside.
How old was this woman?
She was in her late 40s, early 50s.
Oh, so she should have encountered a lot of vehicles by this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like some 19-year-old clerk who was
No.
this is my third day on the job, and I'm used to cars being 2,300 kilograms.
We don't see a lot of minis in this country.
That's fair.
No, that's fluffy money. According to the site I was looking this information up on, which I can give you if you want to tell me that it's a bad site, in case it is.
2, 4, 6.
Which was
7,
it?
3, 6.
goo-net-exchange.com. Which is the Japanese site for used car information. Yes, that is the appropriate weight for that.
They would have listed it on the shipping manifest. It would have all of that has to be accurate if they're going to be shipping it too, right?
They might. Well, no, because they were shipped because
They
when
ship
you-
via container.
it was roll on, roll off.
No kidding.
And they ship based on meters squared, which was great for me buying one of the smallest cars ever.
All right. Also, yeah, don't park near the university.
Oh yeah, they'll pick my car up and put it in the Mystic Vale. Oh yeah, you're rolling. Did you win a car?
God, how fucking would that be? I'm real bad at this. I got to try again.
Hey, you're rolling it back. Next time you will win a car.
There you go, everybody. A little taste of Canadian culture.
Such as it is.
Yeah, we roll paper up here.
And charge too much for internet.
Du-du-du-du-du-du. Careful.
Ian,
Yeah?
what is that?
Residue. If you want an actual answer, that's probably the solvent in that particular adhesive, or that cement, interacting with the plastic coating on the can.
Let's have a look.
Or the brush.
Or the
Maybe.
brush, yeah.
Oh.
Solvent boogers.
And if you're looking for more information about my Mini, there may be a vlog coming in the future. I made some recordings of me going to pick it up, and I just need to find the time to actually make it.
Mini vlog.
Yeah.
If you want, we can hang the GoPros in your car, and you can fake what it was like driving around Vancouver with it, if you like. If you want.
That could be fun. Yeah. Beach, would you like to know where the first place I took my Mini was?
Petro-Canada. Princess Auto.
No, it actually had a half tank of gas in it, which was great.
Okay.
No, I took it to IKEA.
Oh, yeah, okay, that tracks.
Would you like to know where the second place I took the Mini?
Okay, you would have had a cone of frozen yogurt in your hand,
Whoa.
so you took it to get it detailed.
No, that's probably happening soon here.
Okay.
No, it was Princess Auto.
Okay. We don't have the DMV in Canada.
Yes, we have ICBC, which has been described by many people in our press as a raging tire fire. No, dumpster fire, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
A tire fire would be more apt because it's automotive
You'd think so.
in nature.
So in British Columbia, the Insurance Corporation of British Columbia, or the ICBC, is in charge of registration and insurance for any vehicle.
Which you must have.
It's a crown
Yeah,
corporation.
you have to do both of those things when you go in to register your vehicle, or you go in to get insurance. You have to register and get insurance. They control that whole thing. In Alberta, it is a bunch of private insurance companies and private registry agents. It used to be a public agency, and then in the 90s they privatized that, and a whole bunch of private registry agencies sprung up everywhere. But they didn't sell insurance; they only did registries. My mother worked at one for many, many, many years, and that was a very interesting change to move from a primary governmental system to being private industry.
Some would say a step backwards.
I think in a way it might have been. I think what they probably just needed to do rather than make it private industry, was actually just expand the number of places you could go get all this work done. Because
Man.
now you're paying service fees. and
Increase
stuff.
funding.
When are these job creators going to catch a break?
Yeah, because basically you pay like everybody, all the private agencies were charging service fees so they could afford to pay their employees and stuff. So, it's the money just all ends up in different places. But
What do you mean, sprue A?
The entire thing?
You couldn't put all this shit on one sprue? Eat my ass.
This,
Right year for that.
so this
Sorry,
board
what?
is actually,
I misheard that as there's an app for that.
Well, I'm sure there is, but also it's the right year for that.
You're the pig? You're the pig out?
Matt, if you want to bring the camera on here, I think this circuit board is really starting to fill out, and it's starting to look kind of nice. It's going to fit.
She's thick, though.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
now we know.
Yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out
Now
where
we know.
C6 is, and I had it.
Oh,
there
don't
we go.
start listing off.
Oh, right, because you're gonna. Sorry,
I'm literally trimming part number C9.
I don't have C9. I've got C8, C10, and C11.
Why did they put these little bits on this sprue? It's like, how long before I have like a Bernard Black meltdown? It's like, oh Jesus!
I don't know why I have hands stuck in my head as well.
Did you catch them?
I clapped them.
Everybody, crap your hands.
Everybody's Jolf.
What? Everybody's jerf?
Jolf.
It's pronounced Yolf.
Correct.
What you do after you yiff.
Everybody's
Play
Jolf.
Yolf.
I don't think your legs would be very stable after you yiffed.
So maybe you
Like-
want to yell first.
I can't speak from experience, having never formally yiffed before, but I feel like if it's effective, you aren't going to be walking anywhere. You probably want to nap.
Yeah, you play Yolf and then you get a hole in one.
I think I'm literally running back the same jokes I made last night.
Are you?
Yeah.
Different crowd.
Yeah. It's the whole,
Ooh. I get to put a switch in now. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is definitely something I'm going to.
top or bottom.
That's what.
Where's the switch go?
There's 3 poles top. So
Yes, the 3 genders.
top, bottom, and no, there are 6 genders: top, bottom, strange, and charmed.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we definitely need to start putting our
I see you now.
spin rating on our dating profiles,
I'm sorry, what?
or our quantum spin rating.
Oh, God. Okay, you know what? You should probably put leprechaun signs on there first. You pissing fuck nugget.
Care to
Also,
explain?
oh yeah, also gotta thank Nathan JGA for putting one of my favorite car YouTubers in the chat there.
Was that regular car review?
You know it.
Yeah.
They got a press car.
Beach! What car?
Well, I think we know what Blur's next YouTube series is going to be.
God.
A review series of what car?
I'm just hoping that I keep stealing enough material from OSW that they either try to sue us or, notice us.
We make friends.
I think they know that
We would make
we
friends.
exist.
Yeah, we would make friends.
I
Easy.
suspect that we would make friends.
My character in Dice Friends is literally an impression of John Syracuse being done by Merlin Mann. I'm doing an impression of an impression, and it's...
Yeah. Fursuits are thousands of dollars. That would be an interesting maker project.
Like a Pontiac Fursuit on bring a trailer.
A Pontiac fursuit?
There's a vehicle called the Pontiac Pursuit.
Pontiac Fursuit.
Yeah.
It's the same colors and it's got pinstriping, only it's like
Beautiful plumage.
beautiful plumage. Are you furry if you have feathers?
I think they have their own name actually.
Feathery?
Not gonna. Not gonna. No joke. I like birds. Not that way.
There's the shoe. It's like.
Oh yeah, right. No, yes, I have to clarify that now.
Yeah, you do. 26C, 10. 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I've been...
10, 10, 10, 10.
Oh, Jimmy Onishi. What a weird guy. I've been rewatching Gaki no
He's
Tsukai.
weird.
Yes?
Watching some
Gaki no Tsukai, yeah.
Getting your gack on.
And it's really great running through them again because you get to appreciate the sort of like continuity long con based jokes like Konya ga Yamada, Konya ga Yamada, Konya ga Yamada.
That is impenetrable to me.
Right? No
Yeah.
one will get that and I
No.
can't explain it.
Yeah.
The one person in chat who may or may not be watching.
Oh wow, no. Sketchy Details just came up with the most amazing thing.
What is Zaku fursuit?
Yes, which to me says like Zaku's fursuit seems like would be rad and cool, but a Zaku Kigu?
Nice.
A Zaku Kigurumi is a Kigurumi I'd wear.
If you made, yeah, well, yes, but like an actual like you make a Gundam suit, like any sort of mobile suit.
A mobile suit, yes.
You make a mobile suit like, but you make it as a fursuit. You use nothing but like shaggy fur, whatever.
Like a mascot costume.
Yeah, so it feels like plush and you can hug it and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You build a little bit of structure into it so you can build those angles into it, but the angles are largely obscured by all the fur
And then you leave a hole in the back.
for the pilot to get in and out of.
No, it's for the passenger. Sexual innuendos.
Look up, check chat. Okay, back to soldering.
That's
Did I miss a dab
4, 8, 10 of these struts. Got some beams and struts. Struts and beams.
Think you can complete another step?
You want to run conduit. You want to run
Get
conduit? My man.
I feel you.
My man. I got to be real careful if I start getting into Richard Pryor stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get to make many of those jokes.
You do. No, you don't get to make them.
I sure don't. Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's deep too. But you
Let
can't.
me tell you how I burnt my face off. I had some milk and cookies, and the shit blew up. I've heard all the jokes.
Yeah.
People light a match and say, "Hey, look, it's Richard Pryor." He set himself on fire doing drugs.
Yes.
Actually, the best part about that whole affair was George Carlin did a bit on his show. He's like, I had another heart attack. Basically how it went was, I had a heart attack. Then Richard had a heart attack. Then Richard set himself on fire. And I said, fuck that, I'll have another heart attack. I will always, always, always regret the one chance I had to see Carlin live. I didn't go, and that's going to haunt me forever. Well,
I did go see it, and he was doing very angry material.
Ooh.
And it felt very awkward because I was familiar with his angry material, but he was more vicious. And I was like, this isn't what I expected. And I was with somebody who had only listened to him from the 1960s.
Oh, yeah, when he was, like, really...
That made things very awkward.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, please play the classics.
He does have, like, a gamut.
Yeah.
I am glad that I got to see Billy Connolly.
Oh,
So sad about, like, where he's at right now. It's Parkinson's?
Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, he's fucked on Parkinson's, and it's just like, God damn it.
Holy shit, we're almost done. This part, which actually is just about it.
Okay, so if I want to do version 1,
Okay, so I need to put, so these are capacitors. We're all familiar with these things that bust up on our vintage electronics, and we need to replace them with better ones. But not today. They are polar. They have a polarity. One of these sides is positive, one of these sides is negative. And the long one is the positive pole that needs to go into the square hole.
You sound really sure
On
about
each
that.
of these. Yeah, so long in square. And then we'll just bend those to the side.
I mean, in the amount of time it's going to take you to do that, if people think you're wrong, they're going to say so. We have one person saying long is positive. Let's see if there's other electronics buffs in the chat who will contradict that. I love this part of chat where we get to arrive at consensus.
Let's go to the phones.
Ask the audience.
You okay? I miss The Price is Right.
Do you?
I miss Bob Barker, I think is what it is. He was a real, you know, that might actually be the reason I like the soldering iron so much, is it reminds me of Bob Barker's.
I was really hoping you were going to
Microphone.
jam that up your nose.
No,
by
it's very
accident.
hot right now.
Yeah. Ian,
Yes.
flaccid or turgid?
Oh, shit.
Is it okay? If you put a hot dog in it, is it funnier if it's standing up?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now think of another cylindrical thing you want to put in there. Let's not pick a dildo just yet. But if there's any other cylindrical thing you want to put in
Bottle
there,
rocket.
is
Cucumber.
is it funnier?
Would you be willing
Yeah.
to raise it halfway? Just kind of kit bash it a bit. Raise it halfway and paint the whole thing like one of those Red Bull can minis. You know, those little the cars that they send around to events that have the Red Bull can. It's a handle in the back.
Okay. We paint the whole thing blue and put a Pfizer logo on it.
Ooh, yes. I would say, honestly, I would say Flaccid's your best bet. And here's
Okay, no.
and here's my reasoning is
yeah.
that it's going to be the most of the time you're going to see it in flaccid state. So that's going to be its natural state. And it'll probably be better posable, better.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Less breakable.
Yeah, it would also
It's also just going to like sit more
fit
nicely.
places better. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm able to do, being that the case. So I'm getting. I wonder if some of these parts might be able to be installed anyway.
Is there a mark on your caps that actually shows what side's negative?
On the capacitors itself.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the thing. When they're built like that, they're built with one short and long lead.
Somebody in the chat had said that sometimes electrolytic caps will actually have a mark on them that will show which side's negative.
If there is, then I can't see it because it's now. They're now soldered to the. Well, they're not soldered to the board, but they are bent through.
Yeah, everyone's saying long is positive anyway, so you're probably fine.
I am going to believe the tip that was given to me by the instructions that
Yes.
came with the kit.
Agreed.
Holy shit, guys, we're almost done with this particular board, which might mean that we're actually almost done with this build. Which might mean I can go home.
Just leave Alex here.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of you people are going to do, but
I will remember you.
I just finished listening to a podcast that analyzed the lyrics to Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, and then made it better. I highly recommend everyone out there, if they have time when they're not listening to Loading Ready Run stuff, to check out Punch Up the Jam.
Yeah,
Which is my new current
in those
favorite podcast.
fleeting minutes between ingesting are outrageous amounts of content.
Yeah, and sniffing all of this cement.
Outrageous.
Who said that? Uncanny inspiration stones.
Oh, I love BNC connectors.
Bunk.
I'm going to get you so hot.
Okay, that's really
It's valid though.
what?
We promised to start making a little less content so you have time to enjoy other things.
Like
No promises.
Like the podcast Ian just mentioned. Or maybe, I don't know, irregular sex.
Wait, in the sense of
hang on,
unconventional?
wait,
or
yeah, unconventional or intermittent?
Why not both?
It's like, honey, once every fortnight or thereabouts, I want to get really freaky.
Why don't we do it in the road?
Oh no!
You get up on the roof. I'm going to run around the house 3 times.
Then I want you to jump off on my face. Oh my god, we finally got it back to prior. Holy shit. That's intense.
Wow, I think I need to go to boost mode.
You need to go to boost mode. What the hell?
Body massage.
What's up, Commander?
God, it's happening. We're all having a stroke.
Did you really think that getting yourself, myself, and Beej in the same room was a good idea?
I should have known.
You should. You chose. This was the path you chose.
This was great content.
The path of great content is fraught with the blood of the uninitiated. We
Okay.
shall sup upon their corpses this morrow.
3
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
There we go. That's a good join. That's a good join. You're not cold.
No. Do you think that,
I can't remember what the second part of that is, damn it.
do you think that honeycombs? Do you think those are you okay?
Yeah, it's just very loud. I mean, hot.
It's loud in the way of temperature.
It's very loud, hot, loud.
Okay, finished. Page 2.
Sorry, what I was trying to get around to saying was, do you feel that those forms of like really memorable ad jingles are a type of persistent brain damage?
No. I just think they're really good writing. Like there is art to marketing. Or at least the old style of marketing.
Art-conning?
I think a lot of times that we remember commercials from our youth more because our brains being as plastic as they were just absorbing as much as they could.
The gooder times.
Yeah.
And we were also, there was less to watch. We were less discerning about what we watched.
Yep.
You left everything on because you wanted to see the next thing was happening. So But I think that's maybe the thing. It's like, yes, part of my brain is now being taken up by an advertisement for a cereal that I will never buy again in my life, I have a feeling.
I was thinking the same thing about Christmas carols the other day.
Yeah.
How much of my mind is
Yeah.
spent, is just locked into these Christmas carols for a religion I don't even subscribe to.
Sure. Yeah.
And we just all know them because they're part of the cultural zeitgeist.
Sure, but lacking knowledge of the culture you grow up in can actually sometimes make it harder to relate to the culture. Like, right?
That's true, yes.
You know, like that's where parody comes from.
That's why we have shared culture.
Knowing that stuff means that then we can draw on that information to actually make fun of it later, which is valuable because that's what our job is. It's like Alex just making earlier talking about Gaki no Tsukai and talking about a very specific joke that like through constant repetition and seeing it, you learn to understand what the joke is because you're participating in that level of culture. But if you don't, it's completely impenetrable.
Konya ga Yamada.
Yeah, it's like I don't get that.
Konya ga Yamada. Konya ga Yamada. God, I hope Joe's watching. Hi. Oh, this is real dark-sided.
There we go.
Boy, I hope I got this on the right side. This is...
I haven't learned all my soldering settings yet.
Okay.
The how to navigate the menu completely.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, phrases you never thought that you'd have to say. My soldering iron has a menu system which is not necessarily intuitive.
What time to be alive. Assuming we actually are.
Moon pies.
What? Oh, God. Jeez. Are you talking about that thing where there was an exchange between Sunny D and Moon Pies?
No, I'm not. Oh boy.
It's
yeah.
time to stop. Do. It's time to stop. Do. It's like, you might be people in the eyes of the law, but we'll never goddamn accept you.
Like, you know, I just thought someone else tweeted this, but the idea that brands and marketing are now taking over the idea of self-care and therapy is the most 2019 thing I've ever heard.
No.
Can I take this in a slightly
Yeah,
a different direction?
Yes.
absolutely.
So we always see a lot of
Pissed shit.
sci-fi about robots being treated as second-class citizens.
Cox.
So
It's almost like they're a metaphor for.
So what if these robots or androids come along and they're like, nobody seems to take my shit seriously or treat me like whatever. I have an idea. I will declare myself a corporation and get legal personhood. And then what happens to those robots who are now all are numbered companies or something like that on their own? Does that actually raise their status above human individuals because other corporations want to protect other corporations so bad because they don't want to diminish their own power?
Next week on Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Actually, next week on Black Mirror is what if cell phone bad? Unga munga. That was a caveman joke.
Let's be clear.
It's okay. Cavemen have been dead for so long, it's fine if we appropriate their culture.
I mean, we did, right?
We did appropriate their culture for humor, so that's good.
Ha!
Like, literally us, actually.
Literally us.
Those guys are fucking dead.
Only caveman things.
I am dying to see somebody in chat say to me, "Hey, Beach, so-and-so wrote a novel about that exact same thing you just brought up, and it hasn't come up yet. So I think I've come with the last original idea in sci-fi, guys."
Neat.
That means you have to write it.
I have to
Yep.
write it now.
Have fun.
Shit! Act 1.
Scene 1.
Hang on. Prologue. Always start from the beginning. Prologue.
Her heaving bosom was,
Titting downstairs.
yes, she was like so beautiful. What was there was a series of blog posts where it's just like, can we get dudes to not write for a while? And it was just a series of like descriptions of female characters, and it was just like you wanted to cringe inside out. It's like, why do you do this?
Okay, I need to, so mount the rotary encoder board to the front plate with the screws and solder the board to J2 of the main board. I can do this. Which are my J2 screws? Where are my J2 screws at?
Where are my lasers at? Holy moly. Yeah, this is a humdinger.
One, two, three, four there. So those are the big, thick boys. Okay, so we need some tiny ones. Let's get out my other open source hardware here. Oop. Where's my bag?
Shittles.
Grab this and the box o' bits. Perfect. That's too many bits.
Too many bits.
Oh, Kenoki's in the chat.
Oh, hey.
Enoki.
Welcome. Fireable lasers of friendship.
Yeah, how much are God hands in Aki?
I was going to bring it up if you didn't.
I mean, it depends where you go. If you can find a good crane machine with them in there.
You can talk the employee into after having 10 tries at it, he just gives them to you.
Would you look at this?
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of internal stuff that you'll never see.
Only if it's like up, but like, I think this is still a reasonable subassembly because I can get to this with a with an airbrush. Now, do I want to put the other side on? Can I still get to it that way? I feel like I can, and if it's not going to be seen, because the rest of the build kind of hinges off of this. Let's very carefully dry fit this.
Kenoki believes you might find him in Gachapon machines.
Wow. That's intense. Actual Gachapon machines, not the
Not the.
not those apps that suck your retirement fund dry.
Ken, we were talking about God Hand sprue nippers earlier, and that apparently they're way cheaper in Japan. So the boys are wondering if
Whoops.
you have run across them at any point.
You gotta hook up.
Come on, man, don't hold out on us. What the piss?
Oh, okay. The shell is actually deformed. That's
Show
why.
me your secrets.
And he has.
Hey! Open source Gachapon machines.
I'm going to now prep for mail time when we get about a dozen of those goddamn things
Okay,
showing up.
well, maybe we should.
If you're going to do something like that, please work it out in the Discord beforehand. Discord.gg/LRR is where you can find our Discord if you want to jump in there sometime and have some offline chattery with people.
Discord.gow. If you're a dinosaur.
Or bear.
Do bears make the same sound?
Oh, yeah.
Are bears dinosaurs?
Alternatively, wave fine nippers, which aren't quite good, but they're 2,400 yen.
This looks like a boat.
Contingent Cat recommends that we just become a retailer if we end up with too many. I have some shoes I have to sell on eBay, actually, so I gotta get that rolling.
You sell your used shoes?
They're not my used shoes. That's the problem. I bought somebody else's used
Yeah,
shoes, and they don't fit.
They're your new shoes.
They're my new shoes, and they don't fit me properly.
You buy used shoes?
Well, I bought a pair of shoes that somebody else bought that still didn't come in the box. I have to assume he had them on for like all of 10 seconds. They're like, this shit don't fit me, and then he sold them to me.
It's the circle of life.
And guess what? They don't fit me either, so now I gotta sell them to somebody else.
Way-yum.
It turns out I'm a size 11. Except I'm not.
Hakuna Matata.
Have you seen that one that's like me at the beginning of 2019 and me at the end of 2019? The first picture is Pumbaa saying, "It means no worries," and the last one is the one of the forest gods from Mononoke
Yes.
saying like, "Disgusting creature, soon you will feel my hate." Did I put this in backwards?
That's very Bill Wirtz of you.
Did I put this in backwards? Just checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Beach.
I don't like Mondays. What's up?
Could you find for me possibly a 9-volt barrel power supply?
What amperage?
Shit.
Doesn't say.
I'll give it a shot.
Thank you.
Yamete. Why?
Because what I need to do now that the assembly's done, which I can't believe it's done, we now need to do some, what do you call it? And by what do you call it, I mean voltage checking.
It's really good glue, isn't it?
It's been doing the glue's work.
The glod's work.
The glod's work. Yeah, I didn't think we'd get this far tonight. We did good stuff.
You're both very industrious.
Oh, we like out of time?
No, we've got 15 minutes left. Actually, about 10, because we should do some...
Okay, time for speedrun strats.
We have one?
I hope it's the right polarity. It's 200 milliamp though. So good luck.
I mean, that's probably all we need. And the barrel is the right size. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Is it the right polarity though?
I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Well, we're about to find out what happens.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Really?
Brunch.
We spend too much time to get each other.
Are you in beach?
Is there a particular type of God hand nipper you guys are looking for?
I don't know what the kinds are.
The standard one.
Yes.
We didn't realize there were options.
We don't need
No education.
the thought control.
Okay, attach the analog board to the main board by mating J2. I should do that.
Lewd.
On the analog board to J4 on the main board, see photo. Apply 9-volt DC power supply to J7 or J6 on the main board. Or apply power here.
Or G7 or G6.
Then set couple switch to ground position. Then check voltages at points shown in photo.
I am quite concerned that this central thing does not mate properly with the stuff.
I'm glad we're both at the mating stage of tonight's
Also,
assembly.
this doesn't appear to bridge the whole way across.
Like it's not meant to meet everywhere.
Fuck it. This is
Okay.
going to be the part that we don't get to see anyway.
Switch is on. Moving over to voltages. And what do we want voltage-wise? We're looking for around
I get high with a
200.
little help from my glue.
There we go. 20. So ground here, and let's check input. Oops. To ground. Okay, let's see here. Input.
Whoops.
Huh. Okay.
I missed the piece.
So the way a God hand works
Yeah.
is it has a single edge structure.
Okay.
In that one of the blades is a cutting edge,
Uh-huh.
and the other one is a chopping blade. So think of a dull point on the end, like instead of being like two blades that come to 2 points, one comes to a fine beveled edge.
Okay.
The other comes to a fine beveled edge that has also been completely flattened, and so there's no cutting power there. It acts like an anvil.
Okay. So it's actually just like it's just like boop,
Yeah, it's
like
not,
a God hand.
It's not pinching them together. It's literally going all the way through on one side.
Sugoi. Ikimochi. B4. C. F. B. Yup. Sup. No.
This is fascinating, and I'm not paying attention to the show anymore. I'm sorry. I'm reading the whole thing.
She's so cute.
There we go. About 9 there. Good. V plus.
It has a lot of instructions on what you should and should not cut with these things.
I mean, what you should cut is styrene.
Yeah. Sebum can cause rust.
Excuse me?
If you touch the metal part directly, please wipe off fingerprints, etc. clearly and apply rust prevention oil.
Holy moly.
Yeah, they're very serious. Do not touch your blades.
V2 should be 0. V1 should be 0. Good. V3 should be 0. Good. AV minus should be minus 0.5.
How do they envision this part going together?
Do they not have a construction? Like, these two things should fit like this?
Yeah, it's just like... Really? This is going to be a real humdinger, is what I'm saying. Going to be a bit of a spicy cornichon, I dare say.
We are looking at 8:50 p.m., gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we might want to wrap it up here in a
Okay,
second.
I'm going to try to finish this, because I should be able to finish this main chassis part. I'm literally just gluing it and... Oh, you pisser.
Okay.
Give it the
Well.
clamps. There we go.
E version of P. Oh, well.
Hmm?
The measurements I'm getting are different. Probably because it's a different board. These
They're-
measurements are applicable for the E version. I have the F version.
There is Plamo of the God Hand Mascot 10.
Of course there is.
Of course there is.
I've also, this is the first time I've ever heard the phrase plamo, and I kind of just know what it means.
I'm
Plastic
inferring, but
model.
what does it mean?
Plastic model.
Oh, okay.
Plastic model.
So let's clip the red clip to the top here. Connect the red clip to the test signal terminal and leave the black clip unclipped. Apply power and boot.
Let's never do that again.
Sorry, I missed
Ooh.
it. What did you do?
All right, hang on. I accidentally clicked this, and then this happened.
Wow,
Say!
that's kind of rad. Okay, hold on just.
Honky does, eh?
There's lots you can do.
Oh! My tits.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop that now.
Okay, well, what I'm going to preemptively do as we wind down here is start mothballing these parts. I'm going to need like a plastic bag to keep
Yep, and I'm going to need to play around with this with my oscilloscope, but you can see
Yeah.
it boots, it runs something, a thing is happening, rotary encoding is occurring.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel kind of dumb because I
Yeah, we'll figure
I
this
heard
out.
oscilloscope and I thought of one of the like 30s ones.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the big. I was like, oh, of course they've gotten better.
Well, they've gotten smaller.
They're all full of Bluetooth and shit.
All right, well, we're going to call that an episode here of Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry for today. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us here. We'll be
back in 2 weeks.
We're back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know if you're back in 2 weeks. Let me check.
I would
the-
like to continue on with this. If,
I would very much like to have you back for this, but I'm not sure what our schedule is. Next time we have leather work.
Get in there.
We'll check it out. Next time we'll be back, yes, with more leather work. Hopefully I'll have a chance to get my hardware necessary for that.
This is your
And
home.
maybe we'll play around with the oscilloscope too a bit, or maybe I'll do that off screen. Who knows? We'll find out, or you'll find out after it's already done. But once again, thanks everyone for coming by today. Thank you so much to Beej and to Matt here in the studio for helping me out today. Thank you to Alex for coming along and building this lovely.
I'm
boat.
headed for Tennessee.
I mean, via the direct route, as the crow flies.
Actually, are there any targets in Tennessee?
I'm sure there are.
Maybe.
And thank you everyone at home who is watching here, either chatting in the chat or just lurking at home. So glad to have you with us. And we'd especially like to thank those of you who help us out by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. And of course, those of you who choose to help us out here at twitch.tv by giving us your subscriptions, what helps us pay the bills and keep the lights on, all of you guys. So Beej, who are our subscribers for the night?
Hold your damn horses.
I will hold my damn horses.
I got your horses
And I will
right
tell
here.
you that I'd like to remind you, of course, that if you are going to be in Chicago during the middle of March, during the time that C2E2 is going on, we will also be there in March during the time that C2E2 is going on. Beej, myself, Graham, and Kathleen will be headed down and we'll be partaking in all sorts of tomfoolery there. Come check us out. And then the week afterwards in Boston, Massachusetts, check out PAX East for
We can get crabs.
the crabs. Gotta get them. And yeah, that's, I think,
I'm just gonna give this a try.
I'm also going to keep talking while Beej gives
no,
us a try.
no.
If it works, then I'll stop talking, go directly into the subs. But I'd also like to remind you that even if the time has already passed, get your Patreon details up to date if you haven't already, because we like to send things out to our backers at the $10 and up level. It may have happened, it may not have yet. I don't know because I'm not party to that thing, but keep them updated because you're gonna need it.
Let's talk about what's coming up next.
Sure.
Oh, good, that worked.
Tomorrow, Now Kiss is happening. Kathleen will be playing Arcade Spirits.
For sure.
Is Jacob still in? Is he coming
He's
around for that?
back in
I
the
assume
city.
he might because
Okay.
he was also the voice director for this.
Yeah,
but
you'd wonder if he is. Regardless, Kathleen's going to be playing. It's going to be fun. 9:30 a.m. Pacific time.
There's nothing to clean up. It's just gone.
That's great.
it's very convenient.
Then at 6 p.m. Pacific, it's going to be the Pirate Night paper fight, and I believe they're going to be battling it out with
It's a Ravnica,
Ravnica Commander, and it's all Ravnica from original OG all the way up to the new crew.
So it's flavor
The
appropriate.
new 52.
The new. And of course, on Saturday, it's Horizon Zero Dawn with Adam's Game House. He'll be playing Dark Cloud 2. And then on Sunday, Tether and I at Rhythm Cafe, we are running back Gal Metal. No, we didn't finish the game. Some of you thought we did. We did not, and we want to finish it because it's so much fun. Then on Monday at 2 p.m., that's when Checkpoint is. I should really remember that because I always call it the Checkpoint time. And at 5 p.m., we are back with more Dice Friends, the 5th part of our epic running series in the world of Ravnica, or should I say plane of Ravnica. Please, FAA, do not ground us.
What?
Dice Friends, by law and order. Beej, do we have our subscribers?
Christ, I hope so. Give me a second.
Okay,
All right, let's
stalling for time.
start.
Starting with Asthenius, who has been here for 10 months. Thank you, Asthenius.
It's your friend Juliamon for 57 months.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to double check that these are. It starts at the place I want it to start.
That's a good point. I'll wait and I will.
It does.
Good,
Oh,
perfect.
Thank God. Okay.
Brandon Deary.
God also thank Snake
No,
Disappearment.
I messed up.
Okay, Snake
Here.
Snake Gums for 26 months. Thank you so much for your continued support.
Hajnal Endot for 11 months. Welcome back.
Kings' Dad Aesthetic. It's been here for 2 months. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thagan 1607 for 7 months.
Big ups to Champ Blankman for 5 months of resubbing. Thank you so much.
The LED.
Yes. The Lion's Eye Diamond for 61 months. Crack it.
Big ups to DJH, who's been here for 13 months.
It's Mythos Magic for 27 months.
I would like to thank Mr. Dirty, who's a brand new subscriber.
Dirty.
Welcome, Dirty.
Hans Run for 18 months.
Gotta thank Wrathclav, who's been here for 26 months. That's a nice hat.
Right? People thought I was going to put it over my head.
Yeah, no.
I'm not that stupid.
That's dangerous.
Until May. It says specifically on it. It also has holes in it.
25 months until May. That doesn't sound right, but hey. Aingd has been here for 9 months. Thank you, Aingd.
Brain Bosch for 24 months. Welcome back.
Blade Tiger, 53 months. Welcome back.
Amid Madness for 29 months.
Big ups to Dicey, who's been here for 28 months. Thank you so much.
Pariah 164 for 11 months. Welcome back.
Throne to Wolves has been here for 57 whole months. Thank you so much.
Mimic 325 for 27 months.
Primarch 9 has been here for 12 months. Thank you so much.
Echo Tech Knight for 29 months.
Big ups to Kroka, who's been here for 13 months.
Ark of the Conclave for 8 months.
Robocracy Now for 32 months.
Cleaver Crumish for 46 months. Welcome back.
Whale Plaid has been here for 44 months. Thank you.
Cockmise for 4 months.
Scotty, well, he knows, and it's been 7 months.
Caffeinated Lemur for 66 months.
Big ups to Hey Lucky Annie, who's been here for the full year.
Deltaran 11 for 7 months.
Evil Gola for 3 months. Take that, Duncan, Idaho.
Hyralt for 18 months.
Crash for 56
That's
months.
the sound it makes when you crash. Tim Wingame for 20 months.
Sully C for 17 months.
Nope, that was 22 months.
22 months.
Modrin is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you to Maze Board. Wait, no, Maze Board, Maze Board. There's many pronunciations, but only one of you, and you've been here for 23 months.
Burgor Teraf for 25 months.
Big thanks to Zath, who's a brand new subscriber. Welcome.
Merriman Lion for 28 months.
And Roy Eltham, who's been here for 24 months. Thank you.
Revelia for 24 months.
Dr. Hutch, 18 months.
Shirts for 55 months.
Big ups to Jay. Ray, 15 for 49 months.
The old Razzle for 3 months. It's classic.
Jaded Cynic for 23 months. Thank you.
Nurovi for 7 months.
Aye, Big Mac D
Are you
for
sure it's
26
not-
months.
KD Hoff Avalon for 87 for 40 months.
Splosion, 28 months.
Garrick Predator of Scrubs for 5 months.
Sir Octopus for 28 months.
The File Clerk for 12 months.
And we want to thank For those 751 bits, Skasher4430, Mistress of the Pearl Trident, Earth and 1 and Type 1.
And remember, in nomine Padre, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
The bits.
The bits.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
called me
Oh,
the
no.
plastic.
Oh, no!
What have you done?
Whew. And yes, Skokie will get to you on that. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, for watching and sticking it out through the sub count. We will see you in a fortnight's time for more Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry. Thus ends the Loading Ready Run broadcast day.